That's not gonna work. guys, what's going on? And there's a lot of you in here. Holy cow. So I know about half the audience is actually the D&Ders for today. All right, guys. Oh, while this track is finishing up, I want to go over a couple of things. First and foremost, and potentially most importantly, this is probably going to be one of the most low-value productions of a D&D game you have ever seen. Okay? I have not spent the time needed to set up something fancy with Roll20 or to do all kinds of stuff like that. I have 2 little maps on Roll20 for things that might happen. Anything else, I'm probably going to end up drawing on the fly on Roll20. So you guys are just going to kind of have to understand that I'm going to be winging it here, okay? Now, I do have a world set up. I do have all kinds of stuff set up, but we are not necessarily using that. We're not. I don't have a rail for these guys. I don't believe in that as a DM. That's not the way I like to do things. I've done it. I've tried it. No one enjoyed themselves, including myself. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with D&D, and even for Sledge says, I'm sold, take my money. You're sold what, huh? Okay, so, sorry, squirrel. I know that as the guy that is hosting this, that it is my responsibility for y'all to get high quality content. When I'm playing games, I do my best to provide that. But I'm bad at games. I have fun, but I'm bad at games. Here, I take a little more pride, maybe, I guess, in D&D and how it's supposed to flow. So I apologize up front for the fact that this is not necessarily going to be the highest production thing that y'all have ever seen. I don't expect it to be that way. I don't expect it to work that way. At any point, there's going to be a whole lot of story going on. There's going to be a whole lot of these guys that are playing with us know very, very, very little about D&D. A couple of them started watching Critical Role after they created characters, not even necessarily having an idea. A lot of them have no other example, if they have an example at all. So, expect them to have lots of questions. Expect me to do lots of teaching. This is essentially a session 0. They have built characters on D&D Beyond on my account, where I have a bunch of the stuff unlocked and available for them. And other than that, except for one of these players, which would be my oldest daughter, they have no experience playing D&D as far as I'm aware. So, please let me know if when this is over, if there's something we can do. One of the things I'm going to be looking for really quick is some kind of background music to keep on that's not copyrighted, so that this can go up to YouTube, so you guys aren't just listening to my raspy voice and all of these folks being ridiculous. Cleonte says, I am the oldest son. No. I keep telling you guys, y'all don't want to be my children. Just ask Lady. I'm a pain to deal with. I don't know how they put up with me. Everybody's like, oh, you have 3 girls, you poor man. I'm like, no, you don't understand. It takes 3 children and a wife to even out the absolute ridiculousness that is me. And if you don't believe that, you just ask them. Lady's like, yep, he's speaking the complete truth. I half expected Frina to dance in here and say something at that. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and unmute the Discord channel. So those of you that are in the Discord, pay taxes. Sledge is trying to talk to you. I'm going to go ahead and unmute the Discord. if y'all will show a little decorum, please. This is a kind of a rowdy bunch, so. Hey guys.
Hello.
It is unmuted.
I'm the fly.
Okay, I can hear myself on someone's thing. Please.
I muted it.
Okay, I don't want to hear duplicates of myself. It's bad enough to hear my voice just on my own. Okay, so first things first with this, guys. We're going to kind of go over the basics of what I expect from you guys as far as actually playing D&D, because I know most of y'all have no experience. And teaching is kind of what I like doing as far as teaching people new games, teaching people new things. So we're just going to go a brief overview. If you know this already, you can just tune me out. If you don't, just chill out and we'll...
I tune you out all the time anyway.
Yeah, I hear that. Somebody's got a parent yelling in the background or something.
Yeah, give me a sec.
No problem. Don't worry about it. Okay, guys. Here's the deal with how this is going to work. A lot of this is basically, think of it like a theater play that's all happening in your head. The problem with doing it verbally with no table in front of us is I don't have a whole lot I can show y'all. You're going to have the stream pulled up and muted. I'm going to try to do a screen share with you guys, but I don't know how chaotic that's going to be. You don't want to see my screens while I'm streaming. Like, legitimately, I have 2 screens. I could use 6 more. So I am going to try to share one of my screens, and I'm hoping that it's not too absolutely terrible for you guys.
Okay.
If not, we may just have to have you guys tune into the stream. I am going to ask you where to place tokens, where to move things. If you've ever played any kind of text-based or any kind of strategy game, this is a turn-based combat game when combat does happen. If y'all even get into combat today, it is entirely possible that y'all will, and it's entirely possible that y'all won't. I am prepared for both. So,
your mic is cutting out a little bit, by the way. Just so
is
you know.
in Discord or in stream?
I don't know. I have stream muted, but I know that like when your face backs away from the microphone, I can hear you. So.
Okay, well then let me fix that on my end over here. It's probably only on Discord. Okay, so that should be a whole lot better for you guys, and that shouldn't happen. So, basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to describe to you guys what you see. If you want more details, ask for them. If you don't, then don't. You also need to remember that you are a character in this world. Your person has a past and a history, even if you didn't write it down, even if you don't know what it is yet. You have a story, and in those stories, we will be trying to tell them together. That's half the fun. I have written a world for y'all to play in. And in that world, I am hoping that y'all will learn things and that y'all will be able to do things and that the world will get better because y'all are in it. But also remember that you don't know this world, even though it's kind of a fantasy world. Your character does. So if you're like, man, I really should know something simple, ask if your character knows. I'll let you know. And if your character will know for sure, I'll just tell you. If your character might or might not have come across that in their life, I'll say, hey, maybe you did read that. Let's go ahead and roll for that. Oh, somebody's Discord is going off constantly.
That was your own. It was in the Rockbiter's Discord, I think.
No, it's muted.
No, I don't know them.
It looked like Valiant. If you'll just be careful of that, please. All right. Now, so please never ever be afraid to ask questions. Try not to interrupt if I'm just sitting here talking about what's going on. But be sure you ask questions. Be sure and ask when you want to do something. And I will try to ask you very directly what it is that you want to do. And remember that this is a world. If you can think of it, you can probably do it. There is a mechanic in here somewhere to do that, okay? And we're going to try to have a lot of fun, and we're going to try to do this. Does everybody kind of understand what we got and what's going on?
Yes.
So
Capiche.
I can bounce in circles around Alex on my head.
Yes.
If your character can pull that off, which being a tabaxi monk definitely
Oh, we
is
can?
possible.
All right. I
Yes.
got my goal.
And
I'd probably kill you, but that's fine.
as Sledge says, another thing, try to think ahead in combat about your turn and what you want to do. Yeah, because combat's one of those things that can... The whole reason I was hesitant about having 8 of y'all is because it makes combat slow, and people tend to get distracted. But if you're kind of thinking ahead, what are they going to do? What am I going to do? Then it won't be such a big deal. But again, combat isn't even necessary in Dungeons and Dragons for people to have fun. But we'll see what happens.
Does everyone have like a turn when it comes to combat, or
You
Yes.
roll initiative. So like when combat starts, you take a d20, you roll, and then we go in order based on who has the highest rolls.
Now,
Oh, okay.
for anybody who does not have a set of dice, which is not a big deal, if you will please use an online simulator to do that, an online roll for that. And
You know,
please, go ahead.
I would, but someone kind of stole my die.
You stole my PS4, so we're even.
Oh, wow, dice for a PS4. Holy cow, you
dedicated.
value
That
those
seems like a
dice,
fair trade.
I want to
Yeah.
play this game.
right? Okay, so basically, if you'll please use a website that'll do rolls and things like that, but most importantly, guys, and this is, I ask everybody this the first time they play, be honest. Okay? No matter what you get, failure is sometimes more fun than success.
Hey, Dad, I'm just gonna let you know that all my future rolls are gonna be a natural 20.
Yes.
You can type RNG on Google
Sure.
and it'll.
And
give you
just
an
like
idea.
that, you got the curse of Will Wheaton on you.
Right?
That is actually true.
No, my dice love me. I've been using these dice since I was like 7 for D&D, so that they love me.
So
And they-
anyone who is not familiar, somebody mentioned the Will Wheaton curse. For anybody who's not familiar what that means, Will Wheaton was a childhood actor on Star Trek: The Next Generation. He's appeared a couple of times on Big Bang Theory. He's a really big character in a lot of different stuff, and he's really big into the nerd world. And it is well known and well documented that he had to be born on some kind of ancient burial ground or something, because if a game involves dice, he's going to fail. He was on 2 episodes of Critical Role, and I think he rolled 1 time above a 15 in like 4 different combat sequences over 8 different hours. So yeah, it was absolutely pretty ridiculous.
Wow.
Earth, you've got something squeaking on your mic there, bud. All right, so now to where we are. Oh, Ron Skill 118, dude. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, it does sound like a bird, dude. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the channel. All right, guys. So we are playing in a world that I have named Azira. I'm going to give a little background on the world and on how things are, a little background on the area that y'all are going to be familiar with as characters, and a little bit of what's going on in the current moment in your lives. Then we'll get started on everything. So
just to clarify, these are things that our characters would know.
yes, these are definitely things your characters would know.
Okay.
Okay.
It's happening to your character, Rafa.
Kind of, yeah.
I
Not
just wanted to
everything.
clarify. It's just so I can write things down because I.
Unless your character is Alex, you should know what's going on.
So
Ooh,
if this
shit.
starts being something we're doing regularly, I'll probably go in and post everybody's characters and things like that. And I'll try to have little tidbits of what y'all should know. If y'all have any questions, again, all of this is in my head. Some of it is down on paper. So I can easily give you notes of what all's going on. But otherwise, just kind of try to, just bug Rafa for his notes, because we all know he's the responsible one.
Mhm.
I'm really not.
Uh,
I don't know what gave you that idea.
Neighbor here besides Rafa.
Okay.
I have no clue what gave you that idea.
Okay, so y'all live on a world known as Azira. On Azira, there are two main continents: the Kramen continent and the Rantu continent. The Kramen continent is a very vibrant continent full of cities, full of civilization. There are very few wild forests and wild places. They have advanced, well, at least for a fantasy setting, they have advanced to some mechanical things. They have advanced to gears. You don't have any gunpowder or anything like that yet, but the continent is mostly run by a combination of humans and the elves always hold the highest political office. Always. The reason for this is mostly because of their long life, and they tend to get in line and wait their turn until eventually they end up in whatever the highest offices are. They also hold themselves to that standard because they believe that the whole world owes them, or at least this is what they teach. They teach that many generations ago, about 200 years, they thwarted an invasion by the dwarves, and that the dwarves were trying very hard to take over the world, to take over and enslave humankind, and the elves graciously stepped in and solved this problem so that the whole world could be safe. Now, there have been many debates, many rebellions, and people who don't necessarily disagree with that sentiment. Now, that is over on the continent of Kramen. Now, we're going to move over to the Rantu continent, which is where all of y'all are from. Okay? Rantu...
I'm going to pause you for a second, Father. Your mic or your volume is flowing in and out a lot.
Okay, I will do my best to prevent that.
Okay.
Rantu is a continent that is the exact opposite of what you expect from the Kramen continent. It is very wild, untamed, unchecked wilderness. It is the largest continent on the planet. But the civilized people in Kramen have had no need to expand. However, they're running into a situation where resources are becoming less and less plentiful. As cities get larger, as people want to have more space to live, as more families are born, more and more people are looking for land. This brought us to a place where people started to explore. They started to take to the oceans. They started to look for land, and the continent of Rantu was found. Now, on Kramen, things like Minotaur, things like Kenku, are creatures of fantasy. They are the things that you talk about to your children to get them to behave. Trolls, unicorns, mythical creatures that the people on Kramen have long forgot because they made their continent civilized. On Rantu, all of these things are not only there, but they are very common. And you will find most humans and even elves look at any race that is not human, elf, or gnome as fantasy. And if it's talked about at a bar, it is considered a joke. So, you all are from the continent of Rantu, from very different places on the continent of Rantu. You were all born and had a history and were brought up by your different races, and some by small bits of civilization of humans and elves, but for the most part, you are monsters. As monsters, you have been on the outskirts of civilization, at least as far as the elves and humans consider it. This doesn't mean you haven't had cities and lives and homes. It means the great, grand human and elf empire does not recognize what y'all are, which leads to slavery. And unfortunately, that brings us to where all of y'all are today. Y'all are on the slave ship, the Meredith Bell. This slave ship, all of you on here for different reasons, all of you on here at different times. Some of you are here because your families rejected you or sold you into slavery themselves. Some of you are here because you were captured. Some of you were found drunken at bars, captured and sold. But nonetheless, all of you are here. Here, on the Meredith Bell, you are all in the middle hold of the ship. You are all sitting in rowers' benches, shackled to the bench, with enough room, should it be needed, for you to grab an oar and help row the massive ship that you are currently on. Other slaves are being held in the lower levels, along with all of the equipment the ship is carrying and anything that was found on the slaves as they were captured. So any equipment that is currently on your character sheet is being held in the lower hold. On a particularly lazy afternoon on your voyage south, the only thing you know about the Meredith Bell is what you have overheard the sailors speak of, which most of them don't even realize you can speak common. They are talking about going to the battlefront. They are talking about the war. You haven't heard about who, you haven't heard about what. All you know is that the humans and the elves are sending y'all to the war front. Maybe it's to build houses, maybe it's for training pits, maybe it's to craft, maybe it's for target practice, or maybe it's for fodder. None of you are aware, and none of you know. So, this is where we begin our story. On one lazy morning, when you hear a sudden crash, the side of the ship, the port side, jerks and shudders, and the entire ship tilts to one side. You immediately hear boots above you. The guards, normally stationed to your deck, immediately run towards the upper deck. And in doing so, leave y'all alone. In your middle deck, having almost an entire deck of the ship to yourselves, with nothing but the sounds of boots rushing over to the side of the ship. So, the day is yours. What is it you would like to do?
Wow.
I want to. Can I take my claws? Because I'm a cat. Tabaxi. Can I take my claws and start trying to pick the lock on the shackles?
I would say absolutely. You can definitely attempt to do this. There are absolutely no guards around.
Do I need to roll for that?
Do you need to roll for that? Oh, absolutely. Let's
am I
do
rolling?
a dexterity check, and let's also do a wisdom check. We will need to do both of those. First, you need to know how to undo the lock, because you may or may not have ever seen one.
Which one
Give
do you
me-
want me to roll first?
Give me the wisdom check first. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, which includes people in this group, a wisdom check means she is going to roll a 1d20 dice.
That would be an 18.
Okay,
Plus
and
my wisdom saving throw or my wisdom modifier?
your wisdom modifier.
Plus 4. So 18 plus 4 is 22.
Okay, so you definitely understand how this locking mechanism works. Now let's see if you can get it picked.
That would be an 11 plus sleight of hand or no dexterity.
Yeah, just general dexterity, because you're not
Same.
necessarily a thief.
Okay, so 11 plus 4, 15.
11 plus 4 is a 15. Okay? You didn't quite get what you needed done with that. So no, you are still locked up.
Can I try again?
You can, but it'll be at disadvantage. You have to get higher than a 15. Now, disadvantage, for those of you who don't know, means you roll twice. You take the lowest number, and then you add your modifier. And you're going to have to get higher than a 15. Does anybody else have anything they want to do while she's trying to pick that lock?
While she's doing that, can I attempt to start twisting the chains or shackles or something? Noticing that there are no guards around.
Oh, absolutely. How about somebody give me a wisdom check, or I'm sorry, an investigation check.
That would be best
What?
for like a rogue to do.
Okay.
An invest.
I have an. I can roll that, I think.
Go ahead.
Investigation.
20. Oh, that sucks. It's 4 plus 5, 9.
9. Okay, you don't notice, but go ahead and roll your strength check while somebody else does the rolls.
With the
Okay,
modifier,
okay.
right?
Yeah, Valiant, I apologize. I didn't do a good job of explaining this to you guys. Okay.
Natural
he-
GG will play.
Okay, well, no, these chains aren't going anywhere. Okay, let me explain, because he popped over on Discord and reminded me that they don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to explain what all this means step at a time, okay? When I ask you for a check or a roll, 99% of the time you're going to roll a 20-sided dice. And then I'm going to tell you what kind of check you are doing. So I'm going to say a strength check. If you have your character sheet open, you look at your strength, okay? Your strength may be a +5. Your strength may be a -1. You roll a d20 and you add that to it.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Okay? So, what you want to do with that is, so like I say, let's do an investigation check. On your skill list, there will be investigation, which is based off of your stats and everything else. So
Right.
you'll want to go ahead and roll a d20 and then add whatever your investigation is. When you get higher levels, those numbers will gradually go up because you are getting better at things. And guys, I apologize. As a DM, I am trying really hard to keep up with chat, to keep up with what's happening in Discord, and to actually DM a story. So if I don't see something y'all say in chat, I'm horribly sorry. If I don't see something y'all say in Discord, I'm horribly sorry. I really am working on this. I've never done this online, and it's really throwing me off, okay?
Okay.
Would somebody else
I
want to do an
attempt-
investigation check?
Oh.
Let's have somebody else do an investigation check.
I can do an investigation
I'm
check.
kind of low.
Yeah, it's better
Go
for
for
the
it.
rogue. to do.
Yeah, I can do an investigation check. I rolled 15 and I have +5.
+5 investigation, that's a 20.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay. I'm fixing to try to screen share with you guys.
What are the chains tied to? Or the shackles?
They are attached to the wall. Okay, that's
the
not going to
wall.
work. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on the stream, if you guys will do your best to look on there.
okay.
I see your face. Oh, okay, there we go.
It takes just a second for it to show up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna go ahead
so-
and assume these walls are made of wood since we're in a ship.
They are, however,
Yeah,
There-
but if you break them, we sink now.
no, you're on the second floor, just above the.
Oh, okay, second floor.
just above the water.
Isn't the ship already
There
safe?
is, however, a rock protruding through the side wall right here. Davtamal, your
Okay.
chains are broken.
You want to be a good buddy and, you know,
Help us out.
yeah, yeah. I'll let you join my Discord.
Wait, whose chains
The
are those?
memes, the memes.
Oh. Yeah, could you give us a hand, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Right, so what you can do is you can say that you want to help someone break chains. They roll a strength check with advantage because you're helping. Or you can roll the strength check with advantage because they're helping. And y'all can kind of make that decision. For example, if it's a
I'm just
Minotaur
like-
with a lot of strength, I'm going to recommend that they do the strength check with advantage. Because if I remember correctly, your strength is not
No,
astronomically
the
awesome.
minus two.
I have a pretty decent strength check, I think. I got
also have a
16.
pretty decent. Yeah, I also
And-
have 16.
Yeah, but I'm like right next to him, so.
Oh man.
Don't give it to me. I'm
Well,
too weak.
the one thing that I think Runic failed to mention on your when it says your when you're looking at your strength, your dexterity, your constitution, stuff like that, you're not
Yeah.
looking at your actual strength. You're looking.
Yeah, you're looking at the plus or minus,
on
the
top.
modifier.
The modifier, yeah, I got +3.
Okay,
That's pretty good.
I also have a +3, but yeah, he is closer.
Deal. I'm right next to you. Help her without.
so who are you going to help out?
I'm gonna help Otto.
Brendel.
Raider.
What?
Raiden?
I mean,
I'm gonna help Otto.
Crater.
Oh, Kratir. Okay.
So I
No,
rolled
Kratir.
twice.
One of the two of y'all roll a d20 twice, take the highest number out of those two 20 rolls, and then add your strength modifier.
So I got
got
a
a one?
2 and a 17.
Oh, and then your +3,
Minus
+2
in strength. No. In what? In wisdom or strength?
in strength.
Oh, -2.
You're -2 in strength. Okay, that's still. You said you got a 17. That's 15.
I
That's
have 15.
that's exactly what you need to be able to break these chains. So Kratir is free. Do you guys want to go help everybody else?
Maybe.
Wow.
What do you mean?
What do you
What do you
mean?
mean, maybe?
I mean,
I
we
mean,
could escape right now, deal.
I'm gonna do.
Wow.
Can I do a strength check like on my own to see if I?
Yes,
can hold my own?
absolutely.
Can
Can I make another one with disadvantage?
That's
No,
a
you.
3 plus 1.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely not your strong suit.
So who's next to me that I can help?
I get a strength
Okay,
check?
hey,
too?
we don't. If y'all want to
you're
do
right.
this, we can say that just for the sense of expediency,
Mm.
y'all have managed to unhook either through stealth or through strength. With two of y'all free, anyone y'all want to unhook, y'all should be able to unhook, especially without guards' attention. Now, as y'all get the last few people unhooked, y'all begin to hear outside the sounds of battle. You hear boots stomping. You hear the cries of people being hurt. You hear the captain and the other people shouting orders back and forth at each other. You have below deck available to you. You can go above and see if you can help with whatever may be going wrong. Though who knows whether you'll be seen as friendlies or enemies in this. You have a giant hole in the side of your ship. You have plenty of options as to what to do. So the choices are yours.
What are we wearing again? Like clothing?
Nothing,
Currently, you are in nothing but clothing, and you have the shackles that you have ripped
Or-
from the walls.
So like no armor, no weapons.
No.
Can't we
Now
go
some-
our equipment?
Yeah, let's go lower deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, lower deck.
Lower deck
That's
sounds good.
That's where the equipment is, so
Yeah.
let's get
Okay.
ready.
Now, as a quick reminder, any of you that are armor dependent, specifically, it will take you approximately 10 minutes to strap on your armor. That is 10 minutes for the battle upstairs to wage on.
Are any
That's a
of
lot of
us armor
time.
dependent?
So, yeah, if you have someone helping you, you can do it in 5. But I don't know how many of you have ever been in any kind of fight. 5 minutes is an eternity. So, y'all make your decision with that information, whether or not you want. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Never take what I say. This is very important to all of you. I am trying to give you information that your characters would know. Anybody who has tried to suit up in armor knows it's like trying to suit up in a costume. You're going to be a while. Okay? It's not a fast process. So I'm trying to give you that information knowing that your characters would know that. That doesn't mean you can't pick it up, put it in your bag, and take it with you. or you can't stay and take care of that, but realize that it's going to take you 5-10 minutes to get that sorted out while there's a war going on upstairs. Whoops. Oh, the mic cut out again? Okay, I'm going to have to pay extra close attention to that. Hang on, guys. Sorry, they did not hear me on the Discord at all. Okay, so what I was trying to say is that it's going to take you 5 to 10 minutes to put on all your armor, and I'm not trying to tell you or railroad you into a decision, okay? I am trying to make sure that you guys know what your characters would know. Just like you know that if somebody tries to go and get dressed, it's going to take them 10 or 15 minutes to get dressed. You can't go suit up in a suit of armor and it not take you a significant amount of time. Oh, they say the audio is completely dead on Discord. Okay. Testing 1, 2. Can y'all hear me? Testing, hello. All right, I think y'all are going to have to re-add me. All right, is that better, guys?
No.
Yep, that's fine.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Discord just absolutely hated me. Again, I told you guys this is gonna be like the cheapest D&D production that has ever existed.
It's worse.
Yes.
It's fun though.
I was gonna mention. I think the only one that's armor dependent. Actually, no. My character wouldn't know that. Never mind.
Yeah. What happens to the people that aren't armor dependent? It's just right away. Like they just
Yeah.
get their things
should be.
together right away.
I mean, it doesn't take you 10 minutes to pick up a knife.
Right.
I'm pretty sure when we were going over my character, I had like light breastplate going on. Would that take 10 minutes? Or
Yes.
5? That's
It's more of a general rule, and
Okay.
it's more there so that you have to make the decision between fighting and not fighting,
Well,
between armoring up and fighting.
what if we split up? Like the guys that are willing to spend the 10 minutes, go and get their
What if
armor
we
suit
all
up.
what if we partnered up with the people who needed to get suited up and like helped them put their armor on if we don't have armor?
Then that's a
Yeah.
5-minute setup.
Because then it's 5 minutes and it's quicker.
Yeah. I think
All right, is
Yeah.
that what y'all want to do?
Like
Wanna
I
take
don't
that
have
side
armor.
first?
What?
Can we like peek up at the battle and see what it's like, or look outside where the hole is? With
Oh,
the armor?
absolutely. Y'all are welcome. If y'all want to send a scout up to do that, please please say so.
What does the
Let's
scout need?
send the
Someone-
Kenku.
We need someone who's sneaky.
I
So-
don't
No.
recommend sending the Kenku because the Kenku has no ability to actually speak. It makes for a bad
That's
scout.
true. So it's a mute Kenku. Okay.
And I
Probably-
have +7 stealth.
I have
So-
+6 stealth.
Mm,
So-
0 for me.
I'm 8
So
feet tall.
we should
I have
probably send
nothing.
Lily.
Yeah.
It would make sense for the rogue to have. the
If
highest
I die, we're gonna have problems here on this side.
All
Like,
right, so whoever's going up, go ahead and roll stealth. That means you need to roll a 1d20.
again.
Roll a d20 and then add whatever your stealth modifier is.
So I rolled 16 +7.
Good lord, +7?
Big boy
Oh
roll.
wow.
That's a 23. You like vanish off the plane of existence. Holy Jesus. That is absolutely crazy. Okay. So you're feeling pretty confident about your ability here. So I'm going to switch over on the stream to the next page. You can ignore what's in this bubble right here because this was supposed to be if y'all came out here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Are the crew allies?
you don't know that. You know their crew.
Okay.
So what you have is essentially mer people mixed with orcs and crew members fighting it out.
Okay. I'm alone.
So
right
I'm going to
now.
go ahead and yes, you're alone up here.
Okay.
With no
Yeah.
weapons, no nothing.
I'ma
Unfortunately,
go
this box
back.
was for y'all to start in.
Yeah.
I didn't actually expect any of you to try to scout out and get information. So
I think we should go with the original idea of going downstairs, partnering up with people who
Yeah.
have armor and don't
Yeah,
have
me too.
armor, get completely equipped, and then go help.
Yeah.
Plus we can all get our weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
roll.
So who has armor?
I believe I have armor.
I have
Uh,
chainmail. So
I believe I have light armor.
I have
Okay.
no clue.
If you're looking at your page, it should be on equipment.
I have nothing on equipment.
I have light armor.
I have chainmail as well.
Same.
I have leather.
Okay.
Does leather count?
Yes, it's armor. It would be like
Okay.
having to put on shirts, pants, gloves, boots.
Yeah, I have leather.
we all have
Understand
armor,
that anybody who has armor, even if it's just a chest plate, what that means is a plate chest plate. Plus, you would have all the leather and chain that goes with that. But the breastplate is the primary piece of armor. You're not just in a duelist's chest plate. Okay.
Meanwhile, my character sheet literally says that I have to be unarmored or my abilities don't work.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have armor either.
Mhm.
So chainmail doesn't count as heavy armor, or
I think it's
It
medium
all
armor
counts.
as far as
It-
D&D goes.
well, but would it take 10 minutes to put on?
yes.
That's any armor. Even light armor.
All right, so
okay.
Willie and I are the only ones without armor, so I guess we'll partner up with someone. I don't know.
Help me. Help the Dragonborn.
Help me, help you. Help me, help you.
I'll help.
Okay.
I'll help Rafa.
Okay, so y'all are going to go downstairs to get your equipment.
Why are you helping the scary Minotaur and not the
wait
friendly
a second,
Dragonborn?
Wait a second. I scouted. We saw that that there were more enemies than the crew members. Maybe if we go up, we can convince the crew members to fight with us and beat them. If we go down, they're all gonna be dead. 100%.
Do you have the charisma to do so?
I have a little bit of charisma. I'm not gonna lie.
Would
I
it be
am
honest-
very.
Perception.
Wait,
I
wait.
see a flaw
I don't-
in this.
I don't trust
Guys,
They're all
I
humans. We're
think-
monsters. We're slaves.
I see a problem in this
I have
because
deception and
What do you
perception. I have
think?
deception.
hold on.
Plus
I
six.
see
Can
a
we
flaw-
start?
Hey, guys,
moving
guys,
to
whoa,
lower
whoa, whoa.
deck as we talk?
I
Well,
see
no.
a flaw in your plan because if they're
What?
in the middle of a battlefield, they're not gonna care who's trying to talk to them. They're just gonna stab everyone they see that's not an
Yeah.
ally.
Yeah.
You
that
can't
is
just
right.
walk up and have a friendly conversation over a cup of hot tea with someone if they're in the middle of a fight.
What if we're just like, oi, we fight together?
Well, there's always, and again, I'm not trying to railroad anybody at all, but I am going to point out that most people understand if you stab my enemy, the person fighting me, that means you're on my side. If you put an arrow through their face,
Deception to convince them that we're allies.
But don't we have to get our equipment so that we can
Yeah.
stab?
Yeah,
them?
Yeah, we
But
should.
you
We
and
should
you
do
and I are
that.
Tabaxi, so we can fight with our clubs.
But we're not the backseat.
But you still
Yeah.
fight
Fight with your
better with
fists.
your.
Boy, I'm a bird.
Yes, Alex, you fight with your
Well,
beak.
there are still, well, and quite a few of you are
Alex is growing a
casters.
little bit.
Quite a few of you are casters. I know the Minotaur has some special abilities. He can start sending people overboard. So
You see?
y'all are not without the ability to fight. None of
Okay.
y'all are completely helpless without a weapon.
Exactly.
I still think we should get the weapon so that we're better.
Okay.
Okay.
I swear to God, it's gonna be like a 10 on. Okay,
Okay.
actually not that bad because we're like 8. Never mind.
Watch as we all die now.
Our adventure's over. We just drowned
Maybe.
downstairs.
Yeah, okay. And since all of you have just begun to meet each other and through necessity are going to start working together here,
Not true. but-
Sledge actually, well, except for two of you, Sledge actually had a very good point that let's take a moment and we're going to actually start with Lady. And y'all go through one at a time. We'll use the order of how people are listed in Discord. Lady, will you go ahead and describe to everyone a brief description of what your character looks like and anything they might notice?
Well, of course, I'm a tabaxi, like we've already stated. My character looks I don't know. Okay, my character has white fur, and the thing that stands out the most about her is she's very small. You don't know her exact age, but teenager doesn't even look like the right age. but at the same time, she doesn't look weak. She just looks very, very, very young. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I know.
All right, Rafa, you are up next.
My character is a Minotaur. Fairly young as Minotaurs are concerned, as much as you can tell, despite looking at the big tall cow man. 7'5" in height, fairly
wow.
heavy. Since Minotaur height. Also very muscular. Medium in build, not too muscular, but decent, good looking.
Jason Momoa.
And
That dude is a raid boss. No.
I wish.
Nice comparison.
I wish it was Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa is a freaking
And-
raid boss. He's not a D&D character. He's an end boss on some RPG somewhere.
And fairly long, tied down but unkempt hair, black hair. Also a very nice pair of pointy horns on the head.
Okay, I was a little worried when you were going there for that. All right, Earth, you're up next.
My character is a white dragonborn, 6'6" height. He's a male, and he's like a kind of heavy, bulky build. But you can see that that's not just like fat, but it's actually like muscle, like so like a pretty bulky, strengthy kind of guy. But you can see that even if he looks kind of intimidating, he has a certain friendly charisma or like a friendly smile in his face.
Dope.
So it's like
Yeah.
scary clowns that smile
Nope.
at you and try to be friendly, but like they're gonna kill you every second.
Valiant, you're up next.
Think of it like as a friendly, like your friendly, strong uncle.
And try
Just-
try to give your character's name as well. Remember that the people that are watching
yeah.
at home
Oh,
can only see
Oh.
what's on roll 20.
oh, my character's name is Azuki, like Azuki.
Faldron.
the dragonborn is Brendel Frostheart.
Okay, Valiant, you're up.
Okay. My character's name is Teptumal Lightsbane. He's a divine elf sorcerer. He's real tall. He's not muscular at all. And I don't know what else.
What give us a physical feature or two that might set you apart from any other scummy elf that they might try to slaughter. So they remember not to kill you.
Why don't we just kill him anyway?
Yeah.
Let's come down here.
Agree.
Not
Whoa, whoa.
He did let you guys out.
Not yet.
Yeah, I did.
Actually, yeah.
He has long black hair. He's really tall. Really skinny.
That-
So he's a stick.
That's it.
Okay.
Right, Zorro, you're up.
Stick.
Well, I'm a Kenku. I'm still having trouble on pronouncing his name because it's really fucking long. Excuse me.
No.
We'll call you Theron for short.
Yeah, Theron
I propose we call him Nith,
or Nif.
I
yeah.
propose. Can we call him boy?
but we don't know that yet.
We call him
Just like
Steve.
boy.
Boy.
And
All right, nobody can do Christopher Judge.
Kenku. It's a small bird. Average height. It's a humanoid, like crow creature, and usually he's in the shadows. He doesn't want to really speak to anyone, even though he can't really speak. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
As just a quick reminder for you as a person, anything that someone else says, you can mimic,
Yeah,
but you
also,
can't
Yeah,
actually speak, which is hilarious, by the way.
yeah,
It's,
that's
it's pretty accurate to real life as well.
he's not wrong.
All right, Solar, you're
So
up
if we
next,
say
man.
Theron is an idiot. He can repeat it.
Yes,
That's the only thing you can repeat.
He-
That's the only thing
he
we say.
can repeat that, but he doesn't have to.
See, I'm not that dumb, all right? You see,
Debatable.
I'm a crow, by the way.
Awesome.
All right,
Yeah,
who's next?
Sledge. Hang on just a second, guys. Yeah, Sledge, just FYI on that. That is actually Kenku lore. if I remember correctly, that they are unable to speak due to a curse on their race.
Yeah, yeah. And usually their names are commonly by sound of creatures. So I remember when there was like a bark or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
Father.
Yes.
Some people are having trouble logging into D&D Beyond. We might need to export characters.
Okay, if y'all give me just a second, I'm going to hide this screen so I can use it to do stuff. But go ahead. The next one is Solar. You're up next.
My character's name is Raiden. Atabaxi. I am 6'1". I'm 20, so I look fairly young. I have my hair color is gray, like not gray any gray. It's like gray like a wolf. It has to be specific. It's like a wolf gray.
Oh, okay.
I look friendly, but at the same time, you can see in the back of my eyes, my green eyes, the greed that I have.
So
Wow.
Willy.
Wow.
It's very.
That's so specific.
My size is medium, so I'm not like super skinny, but I'm not like super bulky. And yeah, that's basically it. And I like eating birds, by the way. So Alex, be careful.
Excuse me?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well.
You are a bird playing with cats.
I forgot to drop in. I actually like eating rogues. Excuse me.
Okay, guys. Okay. All right, Cars, you're next.
Well, my character's name is Zaisara Belnerith. My age is 21, so I'm fairly young. I'm also like what would be considered as tall for like a human. Something distinctive would be my reddish skin. It's like copper-ish reddish. I'm also medium-sized. I'm thick. And I have purple hair. Purple short hair.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Otto, you are next, sir.
I am Crater. I'm Furbolg. Yeah, I am 7'8", 280 pounds. I have a red goatee and afro. I have brown fur. I used to be a sailor, so I used to row. So, I'm kind of thick, but not really that strong.
But you're actually taller than me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, furbolgs are interestingly peaceful and scary all at the same time.
Oh, I forgot to say I'm a tiefling. I'm a tiefling.
Oh, yes.
Almost.
Oh, right. Yep.
Wow.
The demoness.
I actually like eating sorry.
Watch
Alright.
it.
Silently in the corner, as Alex's character goes caw.
Right? Okay. So, we've gotten the basic character introductions out of the way. And again, I apologize for the ridiculously low production value of the miserable Roll20 and all the other fun jazz. But I hope to do better at this as I get more and more prepared for this. But we'll see. Okay, so you guys wanted to all go down and spend. Did you want to go ahead and spend the 5 minutes to don armor, or did y'all just want to grab your stuff and go upstairs?
Yeah, I'd put on a
Grab our
Wait,
stuff.
can we grab our stuff and not put it on and just go upstairs, or are we gonna be carrying it around?
Absolutely.
I don't think it's a good idea to go up there with
I think
That slows down.
that's set on.
Willy,
We can
Or-
just take our weapons. and
Yeah,
then
just
get
the weapons and the armor. We leave them out.
Exactly.
But I want
I'm
my
fine.
leather though.
Well, you can put that on if you want.
Okay, that's cool.
Alex, you are a leather.
Thank you.
All right. So
Does he need assistance with the
With
leather to get the shortened time down to 5 minutes, or
yes, are y'all gonna? The question is, are y'all gonna grab everything, which will take y'all about 60 seconds to run downstairs, grab what should be in your inventory. Are y'all gonna take time to search the room, or are you just gonna grab what you know is yours?
Ooh, I want to search the room.
I want to search the room as well.
I also would like to
I
search
want-
the room.
Yeah.
I was just gonna get my things, to be honest.
Yeah, I
me
just
too.
I want
I want to
money.
get my things.
I want
I'll
money.
take my things too. So like
I'll roll an Wait, do you want me to roll investigation or perception to check the room?
I want.
But
Go ahead, Cars.
so the group is gonna be separated. Is that gonna still take us 5 minutes if we get like our stuff?
Anybody who stays behind to search the room or to don armor is going to take extra time over people who do not.
But what about like the duos we were gonna do so we can finish faster for like putting on armor?
I don't think we have enough people.
Well, first we have to decide who's gonna put on armor or not.
How about everybody
Right.
just put on armor because it's really not that much time.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
time really doesn't matter that much. There's still gonna be combat upstairs.
The two tabaxi should help since they don't have to wear armor, and then after that we just increase the numbers of people helping with armor.
All right.
Who gets to put it on first?
Okay,
Also,
don't-
should we talk in
don't worry.
character voice or not?
Yes.
Okay, here's the deal. Hang on. No. I want to take just a minute, and I want to say this for everyone, okay? So that
Mhm.
everyone, both that's watching and that's playing, understands. And I see that quite a few people have joined, so I do want to go over this again as well. Oh, somebody's got a whistle going in the background. If whoever that is can move to push to talk or just be a little more careful, I'd appreciate it. Okay, here's the deal. If it is important to you to play in character, to have a character voice, and to do all of that stuff, please do. If it is not, and if you're not comfortable doing that, please don't. Those of you who do, don't hold it against those that don't. And those of you that don't hold it against those that do. The entire point is for D&D to be what it is that you want it to be. And that's going to be different for each and every person. Now, when you watch a big production like Critical Role, they're all voice actors. They want to voice their characters. And it makes sense. It's literally what they do for a living. It's silly for them not to. It's second nature for them to do it. But that doesn't mean that that's what's good for everyone. Okay? So, please go ahead if that is what you want to do. And you are more than welcome to do that. Just everybody try to do your best to do what you're comfortable with. And if you're not comfortable and you want to try it anyway, say, hey guys, I'm going to try to do a voice for my character. Let me know. And we will. Okay? That's the whole point of this, is for people to be able to do what they want and to enjoy.
All right. Well,
So
I'm
do I
probably
have to
gonna
say
try it.
"caw"?
No, you
Like
do not
every-
have to say call after every sentence.
Ah,
But the fact of the matter is, your character simply cannot form language. You can mimic language, but you can't form language. You can write. So, like, you could have a marker board, if such a thing existed, and just be like, hey, guys, and hold it up. But
Just use your beak and write in the wood or something.
You know what? I'm just gonna write it on the wood, say "caw"
Yeah,
as well.
I'm gonna try to attempt a character voice with you
Yeah,
guys.
I'm gonna attempt to. So let me know if it's horrible.
I can
Yeah.
look for my cat and he can.
I'll try to. I'll
I-
try.
Hold on, guys. Let me go get a crow.
hold it up to the mic, pull its tail. Claw!
Claw the raven. And just Edgar Allan Poe it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So
So
y'all are going to
Oh,
go
I have a
down and
question.
go. Yes.
yeah, we're going down.
Is me being a tiefling gonna be a problem because I have to put on armor and I'm gonna need help?
You is a cat.
It's still gonna take the same amount of time, but
I think she's
I,
asking if like we help her if it's gonna be more because like we don't trust her or something.
That's more up to
Yeah.
your characters. That's something I forgot to add into the introductory monologue. There are two races that are universally hated:
Okay.
elves and tieflings. Okay, elves mostly because they run everything, and there's that whole negative sentiment about they're always in charge. You know, everybody hates the guy that's always in charge. Tieflings because they are universally considered demon spawn, even by other creatures. So how y'all decide to handle both the elf and the tiefling in your party is up to you guys. Now, again, I do ask y'all, don't be jerks. You know,
no, Dio,
But-
I
Isn't
hate-
that a personal thing?
Dio,
Like, if you
Dio,
want to
I
help,
hate-
you can
Yes.
help.
I'm gonna
What?
slap you if he calls us peasants.
uh,
Winters says you can handle everything with murder. Lots of murder.
Cars, if you pay me, I'll help you.
Whoa! I don't even know
Oh.
if I have money in me.
So are we
on
down
Well,
me.
that's a problem for you.
In you. You don't know if you have money in
Well,
you. I'm gonna
No,
assume
on
not.
me, on me. I meant
Prison
on me.
walls.
Hey, Willie, you know, murder.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So, y'all are gonna go ahead. Y'all are gonna go ahead and go downstairs.
Yes.
So, anyone who just wants to take their stuff, you finding the things that belong to you is not complicated. That leaves your inventory as it is. Any of you who are slightly more greedy, go ahead and roll an investigation check and let me know what it is that you get. So that means roll a d20 and add your investigation modifier.
We do
I'm
that.
rolling investigation.
Me too. Me too.
Can I roll something to see who's gonna try to steal my stuff?
I got a 17 plus 5
Whoa.
Oh, you got a +5 on investigation?
on
Neat.
my investigation. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and if you'll go ahead and in the Discord chat and post what it is that you get. I heard that you got a 17, but if you'll post it just so I have it to go with the loot tables here.
Wait, everyone at the same time. We can post it. Just post it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
post it in the Discord.
I'm gonna help Cars with her armor because I'm a nice person.
Yay!
Or you're just too young and dumb to know the difference.
No, 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 no.
She's saying this so she has Cars trust you can betray her later.
Yes. Wait, what?
Yay!
Alright, so we have a 22, we have a 16.
Wait, I'm gonna roll for investigation too. That's a nat 20.
Oh, GG.
I would like to point out that I literally just rolled a nat 20 and I haven't added any bonuses. And my bonus for investigation is 4. So
Okay.
I
Next
just want to
doubt.
point out I got a nat 20. And if you don't believe me, I will
Oh,
send a
wow.
picture of my
So
dice.
we got 22, 23, 24.
Yeah, I got
Yes,
23.
essentially. So basically the answer is if it existed in that hold, y'all found it. Okay.
Right.
My eyes are open.
Even the rat poop.
Yes,
Definitely the rat poop.
most
Oh,
likely.
that's the best
found
part.
that.
Alright, hang on.
Throw it at somebody.
Can we throw it at Dio?
Hang on.
Wait, what?
That was something I was
Like,
not
what?
I was not actually prepared to do. So hold up, I
Oh, no?
apologize.
Call the DM.
Oh.
No, remember you can't say it. You have to write it,
Mhm.
or you have to make like,
Or try to imitate it.
you have to make like air letters.
Call question mark.
Did you just say air letters?
Air letters, man. You make a C in the air, and then you make an A, and then you make it done.
This is
Ooh,
not
sign
JoJo.
language.
And then a question mark.
Or,
This is
you're,
not JoJo.
or even better, you could ask one of us to make a caw noise for you, and then you mimic it.
Yeah.
How am
Like
I good as?
Phoenix.
How am I supposed to tell you that if I can't say anything? to
You write it.
Give me a sec.
You can write it in the mud or something.
Okay.
It's a ship. There is
It's a
no mud.
ship.
Oh,
There is no.
carve
mud.
carve it in the wood.
Okay, so on top of the items that y'all normally find, Lady or Azuki finds a disguise kit
Ooh.
along with 50 gold.
How much? How many?
50 gold and one
50?
disguise kit. Yes.
Ooh.
Whoops. Was not what I intended to have happen there.
That's a nice
Oh.
background, by the way. I just want to say that.
Do what?
That's a nice background. I just want to say that.
Oh, thank you.
A nice screenshot.
It makes people cry.
Yeah, brings back memories.
I'm pretty sure.
Willie
we
is
can cry.
crying right now. I
Because-
guarantee.
I can
Yeah.
assure you.
Thankfully, it wasn't anything horribly embarrassing or anything, you know.
It's enough to fill his pool.
Yep.
Okay,
So I'm gonna-
and there is also hanging on the wall an extra full plate mail suit.
How high is the wall?
It's not. It's just hanging on the wall at
Oh,
approximately chest height.
Okay.
tallest person gets
And
it.
all together, y'all scrap together another 100 gold.
Everyone dogpile for the.
Damn it, I can't even reach it.
Wait, so how do we divide the
Well, we're
That
currently
is-
8 people, so we can divide it by 10.
No, wait a second. Like I said,
What?
I will
Wait.
only help if I get paid.
No.
Wow.
I don't trust
You
them.
give me
That's
your
not
share, you
facts.
give me
You
your
are
share, and
rude.
I will help. If not,
Willie,
good luck.
that's not facts. Okay.
I don't
William,
like these people.
are we sure that the greed is behind your eyes and does not like that's you?
All over
It's
the
in your
place.
soul.
We're still,
I think
we're still
they're-
not the
I
best
think they're in
friends.
front,
We're
not in
still
the
not
back.
I just want to remind you that we're still not the best friends. In
Wait,
this
what?
world.
Whoa! Oh my
It's
god.
Wow.
money. It's money now. Maybe friendship later.
Oh.
Guys, money does not interest me. What interests me is our trust. Definitely,
what?
our trust is the most important thing for me. I don't care about the gold.
Wait. How can you carve it this quickly?
You know what they say, there's only one way we can trust each other, and that's hugging without shirts on.
I don't
Oh,
know, man.
whoa.
Currently,
Okay.
Unrivaled.
So y'all are gonna go ahead and put on your armor. Is anybody gonna put on the full plate?
Who wants the full plate?
I'm definitely not gonna wear that.
The
Who
biggest
needs
guy.
it?
Yeah.
I don't.
I feel like the
The Minotaur shit.
Who's a tank? Like who's like a
Uh,
paladin? Or something?
currently Enrique's a tank and I'm a tank.
The paladin and the minotaur can both use it well.
Then
Uh,
one of you
Okay.
need it.
Yeah,
Who's
one
more
of you.
Who has the worst armor of the two?
Oh,
Rock paper scissors.
We both have chainmail, I believe.
Roll for it. Roll for it.
The thing
I
is,
mean, if-
the thing is, guys, that I don't like to fight that much.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Then,
yeah.
Okay,
then I guess
that's
I'll get
something.
I'll get the full plate, I guess.
And yes, Sledge. As far as
I mean, Carl.
D&D is considered, the minotaur is actually a medium creature, which is strange.
Huh.
Yeah, that's weird, right? Yeah, I guess I'll take the full plate. It's gonna help me put it on.
Okay,
I
so
can
y'all.
help you.
This thing is heavy.
So you
Also,
need to.
how much gold did you say we found? Was it 80 or 100?
It was 150.
80.
No.
Someone
no,
in
no.
chat repeated it. Sledge repeated it. He said.
1800?
He
said
said, "Oh
1800.
boy, when."
Well, 1800 was the full plate. Is 1500 of that.
Oh. Okay.
So hang on, let me pull that back up. Lady found 60, and then the group found 110.
I don't need part of the 110 because I got. I'll be nice and back
How
up.
about we split that after this crap?
I would be so nice.
So
I'll
don't.
take care of it. I'll take
No,
care of
no, no, no,
No, we don't. We don't.
no.
We don't trust the cat.
it. Can I roll for deception and just take all the money?
Wow. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
The answer to your question is yes.
You
No,
could,
no, I'm kidding.
Guys,
but I'll
it's only
slap
been-
you if you do.
I mean,
In real life, when
See, I'll
when
personally
D&D
drive and
yeah, it doesn't take more than 2 minutes for them to appear in front of my
when D&D bleeds into real life. Okay, guys. So we're gonna say that 2 minutes into the 2 minutes into y'all gathering your equipment, which we're gonna say is gonna take y'all the full 10 because some of y'all searched for stuff, y'all divided some things up. Somebody's putting on new armor they've never seen before, so we're gonna say it takes the full 10. About 2 minutes into that, y'all start to hear the sounds of the battle upstairs die down. You start to notice there is not much more shouting, there is not much more going on, and instead of the heavy footfalls you were hearing before, you hear scraping and thudding very
That's funny.
lightly on the top deck.
We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
Yay! Positivity.
let's go.
Okay, so I guess. All right. What else
Somebody-
do we see in the room besides our
I kind of
stuff?
want to hide now. I'm not gonna lie.
There are people that cannot hide.
Yeah,
People in the group.
we have a 7-5 Minotaur and a 7-8 Firbolg.
It's
Just
It's not-
6 Dragonborn, so
Oh.
yeah.
Actually, I can disguise myself, Rafa.
Oh, wow.
Jeff, I'll
Ooh,
hide
actually.
behind you.
Yeah, I mean, I have full plate. But hold on.
What
but,
exactly do you think you're going to disguise yourself as to not get jumped?
I'm gonna disguise myself as one of them.
as a bench?
As a bench.
You're going to This is not Prey. You don't get to disguise yourself as bench or a flower pot.
Oh,
I can magically turn invisible with it instead.
Can we investigate again? Like send a scout again?
We'll see if y'all think that's what you want to do.
or
Let's send a scout.
Just to see who's alive and who's not.
Yeah, I want to know who. won.
Yeah, and to check on what's
I mean,
that
obviously the
weird
bad guys
noise.
won, but like I want to see how many of them are still alive.
we should send a scout and one of the tankiest in the group at the same time. That way,
But
if
does
the
the scout
scout
can't
gets in
hide?
trouble, we can just run ahead.
I mean, the scout is also very agile and has a lot of
No,
acrobatics.
but I mean, like whoever the scout is goes upstairs, and then whoever's the going.
How
with
about the two highest stealth go? Because I can fight, so like, and I have a really high stealth. So William
I
and
can
me-
fight and I have a really high stealth.
and our characters are
Okay.
friends, so we're already like
Mhm.
close.
Perfect
and it
duo.
doesn't- Yeah.
I mean,
So
I
we
mean,
do
that's- sure.
Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I'll roll
Yeah.
stealth.
I'll be watching. Cough.
Okay, so the two that want to go up and scout, go ahead and
15
roll
plus
stealth.
6, so 21.
Did you just roll yourself?
Yeah. For stealth.
No, I said, did you just roll yourself? It sounded like somebody tripped and fell.
No. That's my
I heard boom, 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 boom. Right?
Like 1 to 20 all around you, and just roll yourself. Wherever
Okay,
you
who-
land on the
who-
floor first.
Who was the other one that was going to go up and investigate?
Willie. It was me and Willie. But
Yeah.
he has to.
Runic,
Yes.
are we still in the lower deck, or are we where we started?
Y'all are still on the lower deck. Y'all have not told me otherwise.
I'm gonna
to the middle
position
deck.
myself at the base of the stairs, next to the wall, in anticipation for the scouts to run back down.
Okay.
I will follow the
Willie,
Minotaur.
roll your stealth.
Yeah, I want to go back to the middle deck.
Willie.
I roll my
Minotaur.
stealth. It's 13 and plus 7, so 20.
I have-
Okay.
yeah. So 20 and 21. We should be good.
Who's going first?
Willie, because I'm small child.
Yes, I'll go first.
Oh.
Agreed.
Alright, someone please put some
Hey, hold
Metal
on.
Gear music right now. The only thing we hear is a gunshot and just.
Oh god.
Willie!
You hear angry meows in the background.
Willie, in this whole mission, I need you to sound like Snake or Big Boss.
I cannot do that voice. I'll call Giancarlo and he'll do it.
It's like, kept you waiting, huh?
All right. So as the two of you come up the stairs to the middle deck, this is how you're greeted.
Okay. That's
We're
You
hidden,
see
right?
the worst.
Yes. You s-
Oh, we're on the middle deck
Okay.
now?
Yeah, that's the
y'all
middle
are
deck.
y'all are going up the stairs to the middle deck.
Okay, we see this. Can we hear things upstairs still?
Yes.
You can still hear things upstairs.
Yes. You.
Yikes.
Hey, go ahead and roll a perception, and let's see how much you can actually hear.
16 plus 6.
Who let this child roll this character? Good lord.
Loaded dice.
No, it's not
Seven
even.
lucky dice. So.
I had told
It
you
is.
these dice love me. I've been using them since I was 7.
Yeah, 7, lucky number.
No.
So
Bad meme.
What can she hear?
Well, you roll too.
Yeah,
Who
you might
knows?
get a high one too because you're a rogue. So
We might as well.
we are the sneaky.
I will.
Just random cause.
Noticing,
I will say
noticing the small bird behind me, I turn back and with a face of concern.
I rolled 13 plus 4, so 17. Lady,
17. All y'all can hear is all over the deck ahead of you. You hear the distinct sound, something being of things dragging.
Oh god.
Every once in a while, you
We're
hear a
dead.
solid. You hear what is a distinct sound of metal thudding against the.
We're dead. We're dead.
No.
No, believe.
Positivity.
Believe.
Well, I'm gonna
Well.
excuse myself back down to the lower part with all the big scary people.
Wait, maybe you can call for a call.
Oh, wait. Let me think about it. No, yeah.
Can we
I'll
like
go down.
signal, like
You can-
hand signal for y'all to follow and like?
Yeah,
come
you
up
can
and
like
help?
maybe.
Oh,
call for
remember,
backup.
I was at the base of the stairs waiting for them for something.
Yeah,
next to
with
the wall.
I'm-
We
Okay,
can
I'm gonna,
there
I'm
too.
gonna, I'm gonna signal for Rafa. Come help.
Okay, look.
Quickly.
Soon
Now
as
realize this has been 2 minutes
Jesus.
into, so anyone trying to don armor still does not have it.
Oh
I
god.
thought you said we spent 10 minutes doing all of that.
I said it. I'm gonna make you spend 10 minutes doing it.
Oh,
2 means you
I
still
was-
have.
Oh.
I was
You
under the
s-
assumption we had already done that.
It's
You
only
s-
2 minutes?
You have only
Oh
been
my
2
God,
minutes at
Ethan.
this.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
God,
Okay,
we're
in
dead.
in that case,
No.
I'm going to just put the armor on my backpack or whatever and just charge upstairs. Oh, I'm gonna turn back.
No, wait.
Hang on, you guys don't know what's going on. Raiden
Well,
and
look,
Azuki are the only 2 people that know what's happening.
Okay, I
Yeah.
saw the signal.
No,
Hang on,
no.
hang on.
Oh, Rafa, calm
Let
down.
them decide. Let them decide what they're going to do.
Hold up.
There is a door at the bottom of those stairs.
Call.
I think we should go back down, help everyone really quickly with their armor, and then wait and like ambush them when they get upstairs.
We can barricade it.
But think about it. There are 4 people right now.
Uh-huh.
The people upstairs are dragging the dead crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Don't
we
know
go
that.
downstairs and we wait the 8 minutes, the whole middle is gonna be full because they're gonna be done with cleaning the upstairs.
So you want us to take
Hmm.
the 4 right here?
I'm not saying us, but we can call like one more person and have a 4v3 or like
Hey,
a
but
5v3.
if we engage here, there's nothing stopping the rest of the crew from hearing it and coming downstairs.
They're cleaning up.
Yeah.
They're gonna stop cleaning when
They're
they
gonna stop
hear-
cleaning and they're gonna come rush
But that
us.
takes time. In that time, we can kill some of them.
I don't know about that.
Would it not take time, Father?
I say we let them, or have you guys
You
make
would-
a distraction.
You would intrinsically know that if somebody's doing a cleaning job and they hear fighting, they are definitely going to stop the cleaning job that they're doing.
Yes.
This is just basic tactics. They're not going to sit there and they're not going to just
course,
sit there
but
and continue their cleaning job.
Of course, but would it take time for them to like?
You're also
go
you're also assuming that what they're doing is cleaning.
That is true. Maybe they're just walking.
Man,
Like
They
carrying
might have armor.
Yeah,
Oh.
maybe.
I think we should.
I think we should just go back downstairs and help the other people.
And
really
armor up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ambush them. Because we'll fight better as a group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if we're armored up.
I mean, we wouldn't ambush them. We would just confront them
Well, yeah, but like,
because we
If
can
we
only
don't
ambush them
have-
if they're all
if-
there.
Father, I'm correct when I say that if we don't have our armor on, our armor class does not mean anything.
Okay, no, that is incorrect. All of you will have an intrinsic armor. Anybody who has armor that doesn't have it on, their armor class will be 10 plus their dexterity modifier. Now, anyone whose armor includes a shield, it does not take you 5 minutes to grab a shield.
We have one shield. Huh.
Okay.
So,
let's go-
anybody-
Yeah, let's go back down.
So we're gonna go back down? Alright,
Yeah.
we're going back down.
But you would know this. You're not helpless without armor.
Yes.
But your armor value is less without it. Okay, so y'all are
so-
going to go back downstairs.
Yeah. And then report everything we saw and heard.
Okay. So all the rest of you are now aware that there are 4 kind of combing the upstairs, looking at the damage of the ship and trying to figure out what's what.
Mm-hmm.
They are slowly headed the direction of the stairs. So y'all need to
We should probably. Okay. Do we barricade the
What kind of
door?
Yeah.
creatures? What kind of creatures did you see upstairs?
Sahigans or
Yeah.
Well, now y'all know that, but I'm not sure that any of you. Who was the sailor? It was Rafa, right?
No, it was
I'm the sailor.
Oh, it was Oto.
Yeah.
Roll a
History check.
No, I wouldn't say history. I would actually just say it's a straight up intelligence check.
Oh. Uh-oh.
DC's not going to be very high because you're a sailor. You ought to know.
6.
6. Oh wow.
One point.
He does
Okay.
not.
Plus 0.
Well,
He very much does
actually, 5 was the DC, but it's because sailors know very well about this stuff, but nobody else does because it's not in their daily stuff. So these are Shahuigan. They are basically, think of them like bloodthirsty merfolk. They like raiding ships. They like steering them onto rocks, coming on board. You know that they kill everything. People don't really generally survive attacks of the Shahuigan. The Shahuigan themselves come on board. They have swimmers and sharks checking the waters for anybody who dives over, things of that nature. So they like to attack ships in small raiding parties, kill everyone, take everything, and then go back underground. They cannot stay above the water more than 4 hours at a go.
I don't think we can barricade the door for 4 hours, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
And
definitely.
even if we do, it's just like, oh, hello. Half
Well-
of them stay down. What's up?
Well, and that's also from a strategic standpoint. Also understand that a barricaded door gives them the opportunity to bring in reinforcements,
Yeah.
not just y'all.
Yeah.
That is talking just as me. You know, as the DM, I'm not going to try to get y'all in
Yeah.
bad situations, but I would say that barricading the door, the logical reaction of a creature, if they come across a barricaded door, is to bring as many people as they
More
can,
people,
and
yeah.
they would start grabbing the benches and trying to ram it down. They're here for stuff.
How tough are they? Do I know since I was a sailor?
They are typically man to man. It's a tough fight.
What about the people that went upstairs? What kind of equipment were they rocking?
Everything from cutlasses and no armor to a couple of guards. The guys that left y'all were 2 guards that were stationed there in full armor and weapons.
I think it's safe to assume they're dead.
Yeah.
Or captured.
Or captured. No, from what he's saying is that they just kill the things and get out. They're not interested in hostages.
All right, so we need to
We-
hurry up and be able to fight, basically.
Yeah. All right. If we start putting on the armor, we run the risk of them ambushing us as we're doing it, and not being ready for it.
We can have one person that's not putting. Like, we can have Willie
Yeah,
and Lady help 2 of us.
I don't
And then one
have.
person being
I don't
guard.
have armor.
For 10
Willie
gold?
doesn't-
Nope.
Willie.
Damn.
We throw Willie as baits to distract them.
I don't want to die. I don't
Yeah.
want to die.
Hold on. What if we have 2
You
people
won't be able to
working on
catch
one
me. That's
armor
the
set?
problem.
Would that shorten the time to 2 minutes, maybe?
No.
Do
Oh, yeah,
what?
come
yeah.
on.
Would it? Or like 4 minutes? Because it's 8 right now?
Do what now?
If we have 2 people helping put on the armor set on one person,
That means
Well,
you're
that
down
short-
to still you'll still need 3 minutes.
3 minutes instead of 5.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Oh,
we-
okay.
Okay.
we don't have
What if
3
you use
minutes.
3 people on that person?
I
We
mean,
have 3 minutes.
we have a very big, nice set of plate armor.
We have 3 minutes.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna have that time since it took them 2 minutes to kill the what do you call them?
Yeah, and calm down. So
Yeah, but they're
That's it.
investigating.
They're probably
investigating
gonna
the room.
search-
They're investigating the room, and they're at the beginning of the room, just like checking around. Like,
but it's a
gonna take them 3
boat.
minutes to just dash around the room.
it's a boat with just like one direction and benches.
Yeah.
It was like the slaves and the rowing area. So I don't think like they'll take that much time.
That
Let's just
will
take our
broken
weapons and go forth
We need to decide something quick.
and fulfill our destiny.
We don't have the time for this.
Weapons.
Yeah.
Let's just grab weapons.
Let's just grab weapons.
For Narnia.
Okay.
For Narnia, really? For
I mean,
Narnia.
Can I take another look around the room for any alternate possible exits or something?
Well, but
Oops.
Because Otto knows about the thing, he knows that they have ambushed
In the water.
Right,
Yeah,
but
giant
there was also a giant rock jutting out of the side of the ship. Maybe there's.
Yeah, but that's
But do you really want to have to
But that's on the second floor.
land from the middle of the ocean?
But
with
maybe
rocks
it's
chasing
close. I
after
just
you?
wanna. Maybe it's close. I just wanna take a look.
yeah, but Rafa, that was on the second floor. We're on the lower deck. That's where they are.
Yeah, they're right there in the middle.
I don't think you can just
Basically,
scoot past
they're
them and be like, what's up?
Yeah, yeah.
If there's a rock on the upper deck, then it's probably visible in the lower deck.
How
I
about
mean,
we
if
just
it's
make
if
a-
it's
Yeah, but
There is
it's
an
not just
extra.
floating there.
There is an extra door that is closed that holds the other crew members, the other slaves.
oh,
Ooh,
Remember that conversation?
Ooh.
what if we somehow convince them to fight for us?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
they
they can help
probably
us.
would, because it's kind of life or death.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, if
What if we
someone
take their
gives
armor?
Now this is
What?
the thickest door you have seen on this ship. Roll an invest. Somebody roll
Could
an
we burn it
investigation
down?
check for me,
I don't
lady.
Investigation.
Lady, roll an investigation check, lady.
Okay.
Can I roll one? Or?
8 plus what's my investigation? 1, so 9.
Can I roll one?
Yes, please. I went with her because her character seems to have really good stats and she seems to roll
19.
really well.
Oh man, no. Yeah, screw that.
I used the wrong dice. I'm sorry.
I got a
I got it. I have the Wheaton curse. I got a second natural one in these 2 hours.
You notice water coming out from under the door.
Where am I?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Water.
Well, they're dead.
This
Yeah,
looks
I
like a
don't wanna-
pretty tight door, and there is water on the.
Yeah.
There is water coming out from under it, and some on the sides.
Yeah,
Let's just
On the sides, all right. Yeah, we don't have
need to
to
get
stay
out
in
of
this
here.
room.
yeah, Feline.
And I'm not gonna put on that plate armor because if we end up underwater, I can't swim.
You're a coward. I don't think you can swim either way.
There.
Shush.
I have actually not seen one way or the other. I would assume minotaurs could swim.
They have strong legs.
Maybe.
I disagree.
I just wanna let's just fight. Let's just kick some booty.
Let's
Yeah.
let's grab the weapons and let's play this strategically.
Yeah, let's do this.
Hey.
Okay.
Even though it's
Anybody
They can't hurt you.
anybody that is using their Roll20 character sheet, please make sure that you go through when you're looking at your character and
Mhm.
uncheck the armor off of your equipped stuff on your page.
I have a question, Father.
Uncheck.
Father. You printed out my character sheet, and I don't see like skills or attacks anywhere. Like okay, I know I'm a monk, so I don't have like weapons or anything like that. But like on attacks and spellcasting,
I didn't
shouldn't
include your. I did not include your unarmed.
Oh, can you like send that to me real quick, and I'll run over there and
Yes.
get it?
I apologize.
I'll
Well,
come
no, I'm
pick it
gonna
up.
send it to you. No, I'm gonna send it to you.
But okay.
Sorry, that's my fault. I thought it was there. Sorry, everybody. Give me just a second to get this to her because it's actually gonna matter.
Because I was wondering, cause I'm like, how am I supposed to know what to roll for fist?
Okay, there you
is
go.
it the same thing for everyone?
No,
Unarmed strike.
she's a monk.
No.
Her rules are
And a
different.
cat.
And a cat with
Yes.
claws. You're right.
4?
Oh, and she has claws though.
Yes,
Yeah.
they count. They're
Mine
they're actually the
claws-
exact same.
Oh,
No.
they're the exact same.
Yes,
Okay.
that's how that
So-
works.
Plus 6 to hit. That's not much damage, but okay.
Tell me
Okay,
about
okay.
it.
you
Wait,
you
no.
guys are level 1. I mean,
Level
really, what are
1?
you expecting?
You think?
Well, and eventually I end up with like being able to hit for like 4 in a row. So.
Yes. Right, so we are going to. Are y'all going to go up there after them, or are you going to ambush them as they come through the door?
Ambush.
Let's split it. Yeah, ambush sounds good.
All right, so I'm going to need everybody to roll stealth with advantage. That means roll it twice and add your stealth. to the highest, whatever the roll is. And then go ahead and
25.
17.
What?
No, let's
16.
put it in the Discord chat, right?
Oh,
yes, please.
Several people are typing.
Lady, I'm gonna go trade your dice out.
No! I like
Oh.
these dice.
Stella.
What? Zorro with the natural 20.
I think he is very much.
Oh,
not
wow.
We have Dio hide under the stairs.
Valiant. First
We
roll
have
was a
Dio-
4.
No,
We have
Dio
Dio
just
hide
hides in
under
the back of
me.
the room.
He just
Guys.
he hides under me. It's fine.
No, he hides in the back of the room.
Dio
I'm
with
very-
the first roll was a 4, second roll was a 4, and there's only a +1 to the stealth. Now,
Oh.
I am gonna say y'all's overall stealth was absolutely stellar, so it can help make up some of the difference there.
No, it just
Let
means
me-
we're all hidden, so he's very obviously not hidden.
We use him as baits. We put him in the back of the ship, and they're like, "Oh, let's just run after the elf."
Make him do a little dance. And it's like,
bait.
The truest of baits.
Yes.
I'm rolling for the elves, or for the.
Yes, roll
Okay.
for Dio again because he can't do it himself.
Dio needs.
Wow. Okay.
Do you want to borrow my dice, Dio?
No.
Honestly, I feel like Dio right now is like that character from One Piece.
Which one?
oh,
The one that hides, but like
Chopper.
yeah, Chopper.
Ah, sure.
Oh.
He hides backwards.
He hides backwards.
What?
Picking his head around the door, he puts his head in the doorway and peeks his body around. It's really
Yeah.
weird.
Wow.
He just goes with the 3-year-old philosophy.
You know what, Dio? I will
You
note.
can't see me, I can't see you, and like covers his eye.
Hey.
You know what,
Okay.
Dio, I'll just call you Chopper from now on.
Right, so
No, you're making bird noises.
I mean, caw,
Caw.
caw.
all right. Y'all are crazy. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get some other things done on this end as well. Okay. So, is there anybody going to be posted at the door? How are y'all staging this ambush? Spell it out for the DM.
Ooh.
So I'm bait, of course.
All right, here's you don't know that. Okay, let me remind everybody, okay? And I'm being very serious about this. Your character doesn't know what you rolled. If you're trying to be stealthy and you did a bad job, you don't know that.
What if we?
You think you did perfect. Your character, of course, depending on their personality, thinks that they are always doing the right thing and that they are always doing the best they can. Lady luck and common sense don't always factor in.
Okay.
What if we just see Dio and it's very clear that he's not hidden at all?
Yeah.
He has some bright yellow robes and
We
some
just
like
know.
dark shit.
He stands behind a pole that's in.
Wait. What if I make? What if I use a thaumaturgy to make Dio glow, and then we're like, "Yeah, you're too shiny. Stand back."
What if he's using the enemy as cover?
Okay. So Sledge is trying to give everybody a hint here, and this is the kind of thing that you need to know as a mechanic in D&D. Okay? Since this is pretty much y'all's first time to set up for combat. Y'all know that someone is coming. Y'all don't necessarily know who or how many or what, but y'all know that y'all will be engaged. So the proper response to that is, I would like to hold my action until I see something to attack. And then you tell me what that action is going to be. Now, any of you that have to be within melee range, that means you're going to need to be within range of the door. If you would like to get an attack off before everything else gets started. Anybody else, you need to tell me, okay, I'm gonna have a dagger to throw. I'm gonna have this spell ready.
I'm gonna since I am melee range, think I'm gonna hide by the stairs.
Oh, somebody's got a dog.
Also gonna hide at the stairs opposite of her, next
Okay,
to the
so
wall.
let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and try to set this up on roll 20 just a little bit. You guys give me just a second because I'm really, really bad at this stuff. Okay. We're gonna use this as the lower deck, even though this is not accurate. Okay, lady, you want to be like right here?
Wait, it's
We
not
still can't see it.
visible.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I hit it. My fault. If this is the stairs coming down DL's area, you want to be right here, like hiding behind the stair.
It's loading. My computer glitched for a
Yeah.
second. No, I actually want to be against the wall.
Like here. You're not going to be able to reach them as they go down the
No,
stairs.
no. Okay, I mean like against the like to the right there. I want to wait for them to like get down the stairs and then attack from behind.
Okay, so you're not going to necessarily get a surprise round off if you do that. A surprise is the instant they are visible, you're holding something. So think of, let's say that this is a real scenario and there's a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's stairs coming down. If everyone else is going to unleash a volley as soon as that thing appears, you're not going to have time to come around and get in your attack before they're alerted to the fact that everyone else is around. Now,
Okay.
if everybody wants to wait until the exact moment they're at the bottom of the stair or any particular thing like that, that's possible. But y'all need to be talking about how it is that y'all want to accomplish this. If you're against the wall here, then you're not going to get a strike at them until they get to the bottom of the stairs and you walk around.
How about we?
Wait, hold on. I, as a Minotaur, have the nifty ability to throw people approximately 5 feet in a direction that I like opposite of me. Maybe we could do this thing where I stand on one side of the stairs and I push them into you, and then you just stab them.
Wombo combo.
If that's assuming they failed the saving.
Now,
throw.
Rafa, what if we stab them as we push them?
I mean, I don't want to get stabbed.
Yeah,
You're a Minotaur.
Sledge actually said this very elegantly. They open the door. The objective here is they open the door. They come through the door. They get hit by 8 attacks that all have advantage because the person doesn't know the attack is coming, and they fall over dead. And if you think about the scene from the Lord of the Rings where they're trapped in the tomb, they broke through the door and suddenly got hit with a bunch of arrows. That was not expected and very lethal. And that's the kind of thing strategically you want to try to set up, and those are things that are mechanics in D&D. Now, if Lady wants to hide back there behind the stairs and get a sneak attack off, well, though she's not a rogue, she doesn't get an actual sneak attack. But if she wants to get a melee attack off without anyone knowing she's there, she can do that. But she needs to know that she's going to go in the normal initiative order. This is for a knee-jerk reaction, like if you know that somebody's breaking into your house and you're hiding behind where the door's open with a frying pan. It doesn't matter who steps through that door, that frying pan is going to come across. You're holding your action for someone to come through that door. If it happens to be your dad or your mom and they were just getting something out of the fridge, they're going to wake up with a headache. But that's what you as a person are doing and how you react in real life. And that is something that D&D simulates for you if it's something you guys want to take advantage of.
I think I'll wait more at the base of the stairs and.
So you don't want to hold your action, you just want to hide.
No. I wanna hold my action. That's what I mean. But like be.
So you want to be like right there?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Okay, we got to get everybody on the field here.
Don't we have to roll initiative first?
No.
No,
If she's gonna hold her action? Oh, well, sure.
No, it's a surprise round, so we get initiative. We all get a turn,
and then advantage.
Yeah. We all get a turn with advantage, and then we all roll initiative.
Oh yeah, right. You're right.
Okay, so who wants to be where?
You forgot Willie.
No, he's at the other set of stairs.
Oh yeah.
Didn't bring him over.
What a coward.
That's where Dio goes.
Now, again, I'm horribly sorry because I don't have your nameplates up on all this because didn't have all this ready. I did not expect y'all to go downstairs and take time, so I didn't have this ready as an option. I didn't have everything else ready as an option, and I'm still really bad at the Roll20 thing, so I don't have everybody's stuff labeled. But so, if y'all will go ahead, Rafa, where would you like to be?
Okay.
Or actually, do me this favor. Everybody, roll initiative. Now, that is a separate thing on your page. Okay?
It should be at the
So-
top, next to your hit points.
Roll. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll initiative, and I am going to call for it by number order, okay? And I'm going to roll initiative for the...
Yes, Dio, with the D20.
So you're going to roll initiative, and then you're going to add what your initiative modifier is, which, if you're looking at the Roll20 page and not the printed out character sheet,
Oh.
hang on, let me see where it's
It's at the
physically in.
top next to the hit points, to the left.
Okay. So yeah, I was fixing to open one to see.
Oh, ooh.
So 25 to 20 initiative.
my
Anybody
God.
have
Auto.
25 to 20?
Okay.
Does anybody have initiative 25 to 20? Okay, 20.
Auto does.
Well, Odo, speak up, man. What you got?
Oh, I got a
20 to
20,
25.
and I have +3.
So you have a 23.
Yeah.
All right, Oto. So next we have 15 to 20.
I have a 19.
I have a 19 as
18.
well.
I have an 18.
So 2 19s.
I have an 11.
That's not 15 to 20. Hold up.
Willie and me have 18.
Oh, Willie got 18 too.
Yeah.
And who was the other person? Willie and who?
Valiant.
Dio.
You do.
Oh, Dio.
But Theo's should be in the back, yeah?
Well, okay. Basically, what this is going to do is I'm going to have y'all describe your position based on your initiative order because that's the easiest way to do it for me. Okay, so 15 to 10.
I got 14.
I got 11.
The Dragonborn.
Brunik, you skipped me. I got 16.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Rafa.
You didn't hear me over someone, I guess. I don't know.
Probably me.
Probably.
I feel the love, Rafa.
yeah. I bet you do.
So much hatred.
Okay, Dragonborn got what now?
14.
Brindle. Okay, and is that everybody? Did I miss anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got one more person who doesn't.
You're missing cars.
Yeah, me.
No,
then.
Cars is 11.
Oh.
Yes. Oh.
think
Okay, I
Alex
have
is
Oto
19.
at. Oh, Alex is 19.
Alex 19.
Yeah, I'm 19.
Sorry, I missed that. Okay, so first up is Oto. Where do you want your character to be?
I'm guessing we don't have. Can I ask before, like, if we have any people that are ranged?
Well, you don't know what any of these people can do. I mean, you can make an assumption based on what weapon they picked up and what armor
think
they were trying to
Willie
put
is
on.
ranged.
Can I ask before, since, like, we still have time, I guess, before they come down the stairs?
I think Willie's ranged.
I'm ranged.
I'm ranged too.
Okay, then I'll stand by the door to where. Next to where the Kenku is right now. Like,
There?
Yeah.
Okay, and a quick reminder to those of you who have not done combat yet this way. If you are a spellcaster, I just want to give everybody a quick reminder, especially those of you at home who may or may not have played D&D. Cantrips are something you can cast for free. They don't cost you anything, and you can use them over and over, basically without having to think about it. However, you also all have level 1 spells. Those level 1 spells have a limit. We have a warlock in the group, I believe. You have 1 level 1 spell.
Yeah, I do.
Anybody else besides the warlock who casts a spell, it takes you a full 8 hours rest to get your spell slots back. So you can use them, but be aware that you do not just get them back willy-nilly. The Warlock needs a 10-minute breather to get all of his spells back. Everybody else needs 8 hours.
And what's a freebie spell?
Cantrip. That means you can cast
Cantrip.
it. It doesn't cost you a slot. Everything else
Okay.
costs you a slot. I believe everybody has 3 first level spell slots at level 1. Let me.
You're talking to the spellcasting people, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like,
Where would the cantrips be located?
If you have them, yeah, they're at the bottom.
Okay.
under notes by spells.
Okay.
They kind of just say it under the prepared spells for me at least.
Yes. So, like, Oto has 10 spells available, and 1, 2, 3 of them are cantrips. 2 of which are damaging cantrips. So, Shaba, no, we are using Discord, but we do have some people with noisy backgrounds, but it's okay. All right. So,
hi,
just as a
Shama.
reminder, as the first of you who are, since a lot of you guys have never really played before, I want to kind of remind you of that because it's very easy to blow all of your spells in combat, and your character would very well know what their limits are and what they can and can't cast. Think of your spell slots kind of like an exhaustion level. After you cast so many spells of so much strength, you are exhausted, and you know what that limit is. And that's why spell slots exist. Think of them almost like mana. But
Okay.
cantrips don't count against that at all. So you can just sit there and cast cantrip after cantrip after cantrip, and there is no cost to that. But don't always hold your first level spells. You do they are more powerful, and you will need to use them. But do be wary of how many you've spent, especially when in this situation. You guys are in a situation where you don't know how many times you might have to fight before the next time you get a chance to rest is. So you need to be very, very careful with that.
Actually,
Wait, and we did get our weapons, right? If I recall.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Right? Cool.
Yes.
how far away is 5 feet on like this map?
1 block.
Okay, yeah. For everybody who doesn't know this little combat map here, 5 feet is 1 square. So, for instance, let's use a specific for instance here. Let's move the tiefling over here. Let's move the minotaur over here. These two are 5 feet from each other. If we put this separator in between, they are now 10 feet from each other. So your movement, if you want to move on your turn, most of you have, I think, 30 feet movement. That is 6 squares.
Okay.
Okay? So when you're
Okay.
kind of setting your pacing, that's kind of what you need to decide. So Oto was first on initiative. Next is Lady. You're where you want to be, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Alex, you're up with a 19. Where's your character going?
Okay. 2 blocks behind Raiden.
So right there.
Hold on, it's loading.
Sorry. And you are the Kenku, correct?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
The Kenku.
I'm gonna keep working on remembering which of you is which, but
Alright, thick boy.
No problem.
Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah, perfect.
okay, that puts you 1, 2, 3. That puts you 20 feet. So any spells you try to cast, make sure they'll go 20 feet, which I don't believe there's any that are that short, except for maybe like a shocking grasp or something like that. So I don't remember what your spells are.
I do want to hold a spell,
Okay.
and it's Chill Touch.
Okay. What word did you just say though?
Wait, excuse me.
You just said a
Touch
key
three.
word to the spell is Chill Touch.
Yeah, Chill Touch.
What's the range on that spell?
It's 120 feet.
Say what?
Oh my god, what?
How does that work?
That's a
What
long
is
touch.
this?
Damn.
Hang on, I have to read this spell.
Are you a monk? Do you
Because
It's 120 feet. I'm serious. It's
No,
right
I'm-
here.
I'm checking it. I'm sorry.
What?
To me, chill touch. And remember, guys, I have played this game a lot. I have listened to this game a lot, but I cannot know every spell. Okay, so that's one of those things of I'm like, wait, huh? What?
How
Okay.
long are your fingers?
Chill touch range is 120 feet. You create
Get
a
away
ghost.
from me, you weird bird.
You create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range. Ranged spell attack. Okay, so it's deceptive. See, I was thinking chill touch, like you reach out and touch someone with an icy finger, and
No.
but that's
That-
that's
that-
the
that-
image
that'd be
it invoked
ridiculous.
in my hand, and I'm like, you just moved 20 feet away, and you want to cast a touching spell. Not touching people.
You walk right up to them and you put your hand on their head, on their face, and then you whisper in and you go caw
Right? Right?
as their head freezes over and explodes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Willie, you're up.
Is he like there?
Who?
I think Willie died.
Willie.
Willie.
Uh-oh.
Murder?
His
Murder?
mic- His mic
Murder.
is lit up. I just don't think we can hear him.
Maybe he's having problems with his microphone.
Okay,
I think
so
it's just his mic. It's always loud.
Dio,
Yeah.
you're up next.
Dead.
I want to be in the same distance as Alex, but
Okay.
on the other side.
Okay.
Smart man.
William?
And I want to charge our firebolt.
We still can't hear you.
Oh.
Deal. When you charge that fireball, are you gonna put it far away enough where it doesn't hit us?
Maybe.
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 Can you
I'll
hear me?
remember this.
So you want to be
No,
right
we
here?
can hear you now. We have Willie
Wait,
as a
isn't this whole ship made of wood?
Yes.
Yes.
Dio, that is not a good idea.
Okay.
Dio,
I mean, he does whatever he pleases.
wanting to
Yeah.
die does not mean you need to kill the rest of us.
Remember that part I told you that we're all gonna die in this one ship? Yeah.
It's gonna be friendly fire.
Betrayed by the
It's
elf.
happening.
Elf, if you sear any of my fur, I swear.
All right, Willie, you're up next.
I have a question. If I stay right where I am, will they see me or?
This is you.
Yeah, Raiden.
You're Raiden. Okay. What was your stealth roll again? 20?
Yeah.
I don't have everything rolled out, but we can say there's like a barrel or something there. But realize that you're going to have to ranged attack for that to
Oh.
happen,
And I don't have
Or-
like, a
or you're just going to have to wait, or you're just going to have to wait for them to. You're not going to be in on the surprise round. The surprise round is you're holding a frying pan. Somebody walks through the door. You get a
Yeah.
chance to hit them before they get a chance to do anything.
yeah.
So
Do I have a hand crossbow right now, or do I not have anything?
you have anything that's on your equipment.
No. Then I don't have anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the benches there. You don't have anything in your equipment at all?
Nope. Absolutely nothing.
Hold on. Then I screwed that up.
I could give him a backpack.
I will throw the backpack. Don't worry about it.
Trip on the backpack.
Oh, you know what? I can give him a crossbow, actually. I have a
Well, actually,
crossbow.
no, that's my fault that he didn't have that.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a crossbow
Uh,
myself.
I can use a crossbow actually.
Hold up. I'm fixing to fix
Wait,
this.
Willie, I thought you were a ranged rogue.
No, I'm just a rogue.
Oh, okay.
He can throw stuff.
I'm a rogue that gets close because I like my
Yeah.
stealth, my
He likes to take
Okay, your
people's money as they die.
inventory should be updated.
Probably refresh.
Why once again trying to look at the bird behind me? Frickin' bird.
Can I throw my dog into combat and
No.
use her as like a spawn?
Ooh.
You have a dog? I mean, caw.
I mean, I have.
She's talking about her dog in real life.
My dog
Okay,
is-
if you're looking at Roll20 or not Roll20 at D&D Beyond, your equipment should be updated.
Mm.
Are you able to get to D&T Beyond right now, or do I need to link you the new stuff?
I can see it. I can see it.
Okay.
Alex, can you give me one of those crossbows?
You have a short bow
Do
and
I?
2 daggers you can throw.
Oh wait, can I throw the daggers? But I like fighting with the daggers.
You can throw them, but
Yeah.
then you'd have to go pick them up because you have no magic.
You
items to
also
call
and you
them.
also have a short sword.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'll throw the daggers.
Okay, so you're gonna hold your dagger to throw, hold the
Yeah.
dagger to throw, or are you gonna try to use the short bow?
Uh, I'll throw the dagger because I'm pretty sure it's a dagger. Like that's cooler. That's it. Nah,
All right.
I'll
Dude,
throw
watch
that.
him miss.
that's more
watch him
hip,
miss
right?
completely and roll like a natural one and stab me in the face.
All right, Rafa, Rafa, you're next. Where are you gonna go?
Could I maybe go to the right of who's that? Is it one of the cats?
Yes, that's lady.
Actually, yeah, that one, and just charge like an overhead smash with my halberd.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be good with that.
All right, Drendel, you're up.
I turn on my left and give like a nod to the cat.
I
Go.
never mind. I shouldn't.
Drendel, you're up, man.
I will go next to the Frobolg. Wait, if I go there, can I reach with the with the battle axe? Like
We'll say
on the right
that
side
you'll
of the-
on the right side. Yeah, we'll say yes. I'll let y'all have these because it is stairs.
or I can just like slash them on the feet, if that's where I reach. But yeah, I hold my axe for that.
And then cars, where are you going?
Could I go next to the to lady, to Azuki?
Right here?
Because of my weapon. Yeah,
Are you going to use your weapon or are you going to use spells?
I'm gonna use my weapon.
Okay, so we'll kind of put y'all here, just kind of lining the thing. Now, this is stretching the range. Raiden is stretching the range just a bit, but the rest of you will say, for the sake of story, can hide and make an attack like that. Sledge says that's one way to defeat the enemies.
Yeah,
good with this.
I'm attempting to cringe. To not cringe, sorry, and it's not working.
Nap.
Sledge, why are you like this?
Oh, I didn't say what I was doing.
All right, so
Wait, did Dio go? I mean, not Dio.
Mm,
Otto.
yeah, I got everybody.
Otto was the first one to go.
Oh.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, see, that's how much you're paying attention.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm gonna post it on Instagram.
All right. So, as y'all are setting up and preparing, of course, none of y'all have your armor on. So we're in kind of a hurry.
Yep.
Kind of set up in what feels as natural of a position as possible. Y'all start to hear the slithering and thunking, and as it gets closer, what you see is the Shahuigan with their tails sliding over the wood, making the scraping sound like a snake.
Nope, I'm good.
And you hear
I'm good.
the trident as they're walking, thudding against the ground with the metal cap that they carry on it, hitting the ground as they walk, making a very distinct thumping sound of metal against wood. And it's just kind of looking side to side. And with y'all's stealth rolls and their perception rolls of what was a total of 8, this poor guy has absolutely no idea
Okay.
what is coming.
Butcher.
Now, just because this is a session 0, normally I would just say, for the sake of brevity, because of the strength of this enemy, that this many of you attacking at once would simply kill this enemy with the attacks that you have set up. However, this is not normally how combat would roll. So, for everyone else, we're going to go down initiative order. Oto, if you will go ahead and roll your attack with your axe. Now that should be listed on D&D Beyond.
Mhm.
What that attack actually is with your axe. You need to roll to make that.
3. Okay.
Well, you need to roll a D20 first,
Mhm.
And then there's a 2-hit on your axe.
An axe. I have a rapier. No.
Oh, that's
You're thinking of Earth. Earth has a.
yes. I'm sorry. I was sitting here staring at Earth's character sheet, going, "What? Huh?" So yes, you have a rapier. So it should have a plus. I think you have a +4. I'm trying to load your character page right now. I don't have them all loaded because I'm a bad DM.
It's
Oh no, you have a
+5
+5.
to hit. So I roll 20 to see if I hit or miss. and
Yes, you
then
roll a
I-
20 and add 5 to the hit. So that is your actual
15.
attack. Okay, 15. Now
+5.
15 plus 5?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay, so that definitely hits, so go ahead and roll damage. Now, damage is a 1d8 dice, so an 8-sided dice, and then you add 3 to the damage.
4 + 3, 7.
Okay, so 7 damage. And you're using a rapier. So as it starts to come down the stairs, you let it get past just a bit, and then you whirl around, being the first to engage, and jam your rapier right into its side, directly between 2 ribs. And you hear it start to suck in air. You can see that it's starting to struggle, that lung not working the way it's supposed to. And next in the initiative order, we have Lady.
I'm gonna punch it.
You're just gonna...
Very nice. Very nice.
That's very skillful.
The way she's about to punch it, you're gonna be like, oh, wow. He just
Okay.
stabbed it with a rapier for 7. So, roll the
that's
hit.
8 + 6 to hit.
8 plus 6 is 14.
18 + 6.
Ugh. You and your dice.
Loaded
You
dice.
need,
I'm gonna make you come over here and roll.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my to hit is 1d4 + 4, correct?
Yes.
4 + 4, so 8.
Lady just did more damage with her fist than you did with a rapier. Just FYI.
Okay.
So
No, she's lying.
She
There's
raised
no
a
way.
4 out of 4.
No,
That's a GG well played right there.
I'm dead serious. Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself for a minute because there's a roach next to my setup. I need to like.
Oh
scream.
my
So
god.
I'll
That's
be
a-
right back.
Kill it with your 8 damage fist.
I'll be right back.
Right.
Yikes.
No, that's gonna take a 1d12 shoe attack
Yeah.
from Lady.
Extra 1.
And if the roach makes its saving throw, then it takes half damage.
Well, never mind, because the dog ate it. So
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Yikes.
Wait,
Oh yeah, delicious.
wait, Brunick, I have a question.
Yes.
Since you have advantage, don't we roll twice?
Actually, y'all are absolutely correct on that.
That's true.
oh, does
Uh,
that mean I get to roll twice?
I mean, you
Yeah,
got, you got
okay.
max rolls. What?
Look, the only reason it matters, guys, on the roll twice is because you have the opportunity to critical strike. Otherwise, you both hit, so it really doesn't affect anything. But if you both roll a 20 side and see if you get a natural 20, there's no problem
Oh.
with that.
No, I got a lower score than I did the first time. So
So,
Oh my God.
Oto, if you want to roll again,
I got an 11.
you got an 11. Okay, so that would be the only way in that particular instance that it actually mattered. Okay, Alex, you are up next. What is it that you were holding?
Chilling.
Touch. Lots of touch.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna get all
I'm gonna-
kinds of touch them. You're gonna touch them all kinds of nasty.
Yeah,
aren't you?
I'm gonna touch them all.
Right at the lung.
Okay. All right. So now spells are a little different than your melee attacks, depending on what the spell is. I'm fixing to pull it up here because I'm a bad streamer and I still don't have all of your guys' stuff loaded yet. Okay.
Alright.
I promise I'll be more organized next time. Okay. So this is. Okay, on a hit. So you have to roll to hit this. It's a +6 to hit. So you're basically attacking someone like with this, like it was a bow and arrow or a thrown weapon. So you're
Yeah.
rolling a 1d20 and you're adding 6 to the attack. And it goes versus their armor class. This is where armor class comes in for those of you who are not aware. You're rolling to attack, and your armor class, which for some of you is going to be really low right now, determines whether or not you get hit by this ability or not. So go ahead and roll your 20 and add 6 to it.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Wow. I got a 17.
Oh. All right. So you got a 17 total, or you got a 17 plus 6?
No, plus 6.
Okay. Sledge, no. Lady does not get extra damage from her claws. It's still 1d4. Yeah, she just gets to choose whether it's slashing or bludgeoning damage.
Both.
Sorry, I didn't see that. I didn't see that attack, and I didn't see that question until a little bit later. Okay, so you definitely y'all see as the Kenku starts to wave its hands around, and you see it kind of making some kind of sounds under its breath, and then this ghostly hand appears right over the top of the enemy and just touches it on the forehead for roll a 1d8 damage.
Wait, sorry, I couldn't hear you there.
Oh, sorry.
Like the
You
last
roll
part?
a 1d8 for damage. So roll a d8 dice for damage.
Okay. D8. What, plus 4 or?
No, it's just a 1d8.
Okay. Oh my God, 8.
Nice.
Holy fuck.
He's very cold.
He's very touched.
You channeled Lady.
What is that supposed to
Wow.
Big
You
roll.
with your anti-Will Wheaton curse.
Okay. So we get stabbed by a rapier through the lungs. Lady tags him right on the cheek, and then simultaneously you see a ghostly finger reach over, and you see the finger start to go through the skull, and it keeps going, and then the Sheogoath falls over completely and totally. That is one dead monster
Oh hell yeah.
Easy.
with the
I
with the
did- I
ghostly
did it with
finger.
the final
Yes.
touch.
Yes,
Alex, no.
we're gonna say
And
that.
then-
No bad touch. That's what we're gonna
I mean-
say.
I mean, caw.
Yeah, no, exactly. You whisper, you lean in close and you go, "Caw."
Just pull it out on him.
So it did not get an action. Therefore, the only warning. Let's see how perceptive his buddies are being right now. Lord. For those of you, yeah, I just rolled a 2 on their how much attention they're paying to what's going
Oh my
on.
God. Jesus.
2 out of 20?
I like when.
So on
Lady
a-
has
on-
good dice.
So I rolled a 2 on a 20-sided dice.
He has okay.
Wow.
If you become a true D&Der, you get very skeptical about your dice, and he has like a special dice that always rolls horribly because when he bought it, he dropped it on the ground, so it hates him. And
Okay. What she's talking about is actual truth. And actually, when I was in high school, starting to play D&D, near the beginning, I had 2 20-sided dice that looked identical, but some of us could tell them apart, and they were sexist. I kid you not. If a
Okay.
guy touched, I had one that only liked guys. If a guy was rolling, it would not roll below a 10. If a girl was rolling, it would not roll above a 10. And I had another one that was the exact opposite. I mean, we spent hours and hours sitting here rolling these dice and could not make them not do that. It was ridiculous. And Shaba, if he's still here, can attest to the fact that we literally had a pair of sexist D20s and we had to segregate them. And if someone defiled what they liked and what they didn't work again for like the rest of the day. We had to fix it again. It was ridiculous.
Okay.
but no,
Wow.
his DM dice that he uses to roll for all of his monsters is the one that he dropped and chipped the corner off of.
No, it's not. That one's on a pedestal.
Really? I thought that was the
Yes.
bad
No.
one.
I found the most even killed when I could because I believe that players should be challenged and that luck
Uh-huh.
should be a thing. Okay, so now y'all have falling down the stairs ever so silently. The slithering giant snake of a creature that's fallen before you. You know that you had 3 more, and then in the next room, what are
The
you gonna
enemy
do?
Has been slain.
Right.
Can we loot the body?
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
like to loot the body.
You
Wait,
want to
do-
loot the
do- do
body
we- wait,
instead
wait.
of fighting the stuff.
Do
Well,
we
there's
know
the-
that
the
there's only
stuff-
3
Oh
more?
wait,
The stuff is not here yet.
But it's coming
It's in
down
the-
the stairs.
She makes a point.
yeah.
Let's move the body somewhere where we can't see it directly and from the stairs, and
I mean,
and
we-
then
I
we
mean,
hold
body-
position.
What we can do is that while you're preparing for the next one, I can loot it.
no.
No.
I'm already next to
No,
it. Just
Or
grab it.
wait, what if I use my ghostly hand to move it away?
As well. And
My
Alex-
ghostly hand.
You're gonna use your chilling touch cantrip to pimp slap it down the stairs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
I can punch it down the stairs.
I
It
mean,
is not-
isn't Alex like one of the people that is the furthest away, so like he can loot it while we're
Yeah,
preparing for
and
the next one.
and Kenkos are known to be
Why
thieves.
don't
I
we
mean,
just
no,
like
what?
put it off to the
Whoa.
side and then loot them all at once?
That is
Okay.
also
No, because we may not have time for that later.
So I need somebody to be designated
again,
as the
we may not
person to
have
drag the
different-
body.
I'll drag it. I put it between Rouge and I. Or like behind us.
Oh, you're gonna put it behind y'all?
To keep
Okay.
Louis away from
No, he wanted to stay away from me. He could have been next to me.
I will. If we're preparing for the next ambush, I'm
You
not
know
gonna loot. I'm not gonna.
How,
loot,
how
don't
about
worry about it.
how about I could just pull it in and then just I can loot because
Exactly.
I'm weak.
Exactly. as
I'm
well.
a weak warlock,
Exactly.
and you
then
guys
we
can do
use
your
it
thing.
on to the next attack.
I mean,
Use the
caw.
Minotaur's weapon as a meat hook to drag the corpse. Or just like
Get
pick
over
up the
here.
body- pick up the body and stab it through the horn like a skewer stick.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
collect the bodies.
Okay,
I
guys,
feel like
really,
that'd be a bit heavy.
because we're trying to do this tutorial style, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a quick break where we are. This is a little past halfway through the session, so everybody
Okay.
can go get drinks, go to the bathroom, do the things you need to do, and we can try to keep going with
Can you
this.
mute
Okay?
us so we can like talk and laugh and not have to
Absolutely. Now I am gonna set a
Hey,
5-minute timer for everybody, and I will be back. I will talk to the stream for just a moment before all of that. Then we'll come right back. So, again, I apologize to anybody watching, but I am trying. These guys have never played before, and I'm trying not to make their blains. Yes, their blains completely explode.
I think your blame
So,
has already
Yeah,
exploded.
y'all should see the chaos that is my station right now. It is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I've already muted and deafened these people. We're gonna go ahead and set up a little timer here, and I will be back in just 5 minutes with everything. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. It's really hard for me to tell here. As I said before, I'm used to DMing to people, so I can see their reactions, I can see their faces, and I can help get them interested in what's going on. And combat's a little different run this way. I can't explain things, I can't act things out as well. So I'm struggling because it's not quite my way of doing things, but hopefully everything is going fine. So I will see you guys in just a few minutes, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. I apologize for that. I needed to try to get everybody all set up and ready to go. Where is my... There it is. Okay. It was the wrong thing, Brunick. Okay. Back to us. Back to what's going on. So, what we've done here, again, just as a reminder to anybody who might have come in, to anybody who may not have been here as we started, this is a group of 8 brand new players who have never played D&D before. I have never DM'd online. And, you know, I was explaining to them earlier on, I'm scrambling a lot as a DM because they went directions and did things that I did not expect. Part of my problem is I think very tactically, and they made some tactically unsound decisions. However, I don't want to punish them for it or railroad them into anything, but it caught me unprepared. Because I'm unprepared, I'm having to scramble and things are not necessarily looking the way I would expect. Again, were this a home game, I'd be slapping down a map, I'd be drawing a couple of things out, throwing down some tokens, boom, we're ready to roll. So Shaba's like, hey, that's part of the fun. Yeah, but I don't like it. I already told you guys, and I said at the beginning, this is as low budget as D&D gets. Okay, no special effects, no nothing. We're not doing anything fancy. Maybe eventually I'll get to where I'm comfortable enough inside of these programs to do some really awesome stuff. But as it is right now, I have not had time for that. With the 24-hour stream that we did Friday and Saturday, and with everything else going on, I just have not taken the time to do this well. I know that Winter's Reign said that he was potentially going to be willing to help out with some of that, and that would be amazing. I would love to have any kind of help that anyone wanted with that, with like the actual maps and things like that. And I might have some other people willing to work in the background if we're going to continue to do this kind of thing on Sundays. But again, I don't know that we are. I don't know how we're going to do, but that's what it is. So for anybody who wasn't here when we went on break and wants to catch up, the group here is a group of monsters who were captured and enslaved. They managed, thanks to the ship being grounded onto some rocks, but they don't know to what extent. They managed to break free and break each other free. They went down to collect their gear and their weapons so that they could go up on top deck and help what appeared to be an embattled crew. To the best of their knowledge, the crew is now dead, and Sheogoath are on the ship. They have had one come down the stairs where they took up placements surrounding the door and got a surprise round and managed to kill it in that very first surprise round. So that is where we are. They have drugged the body off to the side just slightly, and we're fixing to find out what it is that they actually want to do from that. So I'm fixing to rejoin the call. Hold on just a second. Again, with that whole low production thing. Okay, guys, I am back. Sorry about that. Why all these children think they want me to adopt them, I will never understand. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, Shaba says he's been trying to get me to adopt him for 20 years. Shaba is actually, I want to say we were friends well before high school, or at least acquaintances, and became really good friends in high school, which, if you can't tell by the beard, that was quite some time ago. So that is, I consider him a brother, even though we share no blood. And that comes with all the things that come with having a brother, like sometimes wanting to kick him, and sometimes needing him to kick me, and that's how things go. Yes, actually. Yes. My children consider him an uncle. That's just how it is. So. Okay, so y'all have just gone through. Y'all have gotten your first kill as a group. Oh, I'm hearing myself repeat through somewhere. Yes, with no bad touch, with the spell that is now known as no bad touch. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna the cars. I'm hearing myself echo through your stuff. Yes. Oh, okay. I apologize. I did not actually unmute the group.
Wow.
I unmuted myself.
Wow.
Thank you, Banana Pigman, for fixing my horrible mistake. Here I am talking to people that y'all can't hear. As far as y'all know, I'm just sitting here talking to voices in my head. Remember that whole low production value conversation?
Yeah.
This is it. This is what we're talking about. But
Can
yeah,
I go slap him?
I don't know who it was that recommended that we do actually a drawn battle map and tokens. I may actually do that for the next one instead of trying to do Roll20. It depends. Like I said, I had Winter here offered to make some assets in Roll20, and if he can manage to set this up so that my P-Brain can do this and do streaming and do the Discord and do all the other stuff and not feel like a complete and total idiot, I may well take him up on that and try to get his help, but I honestly don't know what that would take or what that would look like because I'm not very familiar with Roll20. Or if we could set it up in any other platform so that I could stream it that way, I would be more than happy. So, yeah, Winter says Roll20 is great, but it requires prep. So yes, that's something that I failed to do miserably. I mean, I did a basic couple of things, but that was it. So, y'all have killed your first Sheogoath with a no bad touch spell, and so what is it that y'all are going to do now? Y'all managed to do it without someone else, as best you can tell, without
think we
the
should
other Sheogoath
repeat the
hearing.
same thing. I think we should just like repeat the same thing.
What if we
But
looted
there
and
are
repeat the
people
same
that
thing?
cannot, you know,
There's people that cannot. Yeah.
like repeat what they did, can they?
Well, we have enough.
Well,
We have enough people around the.
Yeah, to do, yeah.
We have enough people around the stairs that we can probably kill one more. If it
I
comes
mean,
Yeah.
the same strategy, not like the same exact thing.
Oh, okay.
So are we doing that idea of me pulling the body with my touch?
No,
No.
Otto moved it away.
We just looted later.
Yeah.
We just looted.
Okay, alright, okay, fine. You know, meanwhile, I'll be drawing my Kenku.
Draw a cause in the background.
Hey, draw what you want your token to look like in Roll20.
Oh, yo.
He actually draws.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
let me
but that's
do
what I'm
that,
saying.
actually.
Let me do that, and I'll make it instead of this picture that I pulled off the internet.
Okay.
Alex, will you
So-
draw my tabaxi too?
Let me draw my Kenku first. I mean,
Okay.
and then
We also have to consider the fact that this strategy is not going to work forever.
Not forever, but
It'll work
But
as long
for
as they
now
have
it will.
negative perception.
for now it will.
Yeah.
We can do it for a while.
I mean, I guess I hold my action until the next one rolls around.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my action.
Yeah.
you know what?
I'll do the same.
If we can't loot like the bodies, we'll just put it on your horn and just carry it out, like all the bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, how long does looting take?
Like a
I love
stacking
how
rack.
they're worried about. I love how they're worried about looting and getting stuff before they even.
We
kill all
we
the
need
stuff
we need
that's
stuff.
I want the trident.
Before we're safe.
Wow.
We need stuff. I want to
Wow.
wear like the fins as sick like Minotaur warmers for my horns.
What if I pray to Poseidon and I need a trident?
Well, I don't think he's going to listen to you.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
Shade.
Rejected.
I'm
How
sad.
about that?
So,
What if I want to?
So I guess we hold positions and we stay there.
is that what y'all's plan is to hold position?
By the way, Mr. Low Production, there we can't see the battle.
I know you can't.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
But
That's-
you're not
that's-
important.
That's literally because I am sitting here modifying the battle map as we speak.
Oh no, that can't be good things.
So
That will be
what
Oh.
happens if we miss?
I'm scared.
Though obviously not as high production as I'd like to, we're still trying to make certain things happen here.
The 7-5 Minotaur is currently shaking out of fear of the DM's actions.
I pat your head.
No. No.
I will. The small kitty will meow for you.
Okay, so
Do the
we're
cat thing
gonna-
of rubbing my head against your arm for no reason.
unfortunately
See-
I can't do this the way I need to.
See, here's the thing. My character has.
Okay,
low
guys.
charisma.
Okay, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Let's stick somewhat to what we're doing, guys.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and unhide the battle map now. I apologize. Still super low production here. I'm actually going to zoom in on it just a bit. I think if I'm able to do this correctly, but I'm really bad at this. So now again, objects are not exactly as they appear because I'm an idiot and I did not. I only drew the mid deck because I didn't expect y'all to stay in the lower deck. Blah blah. Bad DM. So, somebody's dog in the background is killing me here. Can move yourself to push to talk so we don't have to hear them. I would appreciate it. Thank you. You don't have to mute yourself. You could just go to push to talk, I promise. Okay, so y'all notice that the three Sheogoath are approaching much more cautiously because the one has not reported back. And we are going to say, for the sake of this, that they are going to attempt to come down the stairs at the same time. But the stairs are, of course, not going to be wide enough for that. So we're looking at a situation where y'all get an attempt at one, but there will be two more immediately behind it. So if y'all would like to, they are aware of your presence. You're not going to get or they're aware something's wrong. They're going to be cautious. So surprise rounds are not an option. I assume y'all are going to try to stay exactly like y'all are and do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Okie dokie. I wanted more than one or two people because I know Rafa and Lady are going to be very vocal. So I'm trying not to take their input as the whole
Are you
group.
calling me a loudmouth?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
I love
blind.
how everyone
That's the
says.
thing.
Aw.
Zero hesitation.
Yes, I am. Okay. So let's go ahead and have everybody roll initiative again. Hold what you have until I ask for it, please.
Where'd my good dice go? There it is.
Wait, we rolled 20, right?
Yes, you roll a 20-sided
Okay.
dice, and then you add your initiative modifier. As I sit here and very poorly set all this
Oh
up.
my god.
All right. Anybody with an initiative 20 and above?
I have 20.
Sorry, I didn't see who said I.
Deal.
Dio.
Me.
Yeah, okay. If you'll kind of third person things for me, I would appreciate it because I'm still. You had a 20.
Damn.
I had 21.
I have a 20.
I just pulled off a deal.
Who said I have a 20?
Dio.
Who said I have a 21?
Me, Willie.
Raiden.
Oh, thank you.
Raiden, yep.
And Devlo. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, and I need 15 to 20. 15 to 19.
Veronica, I have a wait, hold on. What's 12 for?
16.
16. I have a 16.
Okay. Nobody else? 15 to 20.
Cars.
Yes, me.
Yeah, I do.
With a 17.
I got 15.
Who's I?
Enrique, Randall,
Dragonborn.
or
Randall.
That dude.
15.
I'm, I'm,
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you, I am the last one.
First, what did you get?
I got a 17.
17? Okay, I'm
Mhm.
still missing Rafa, Alex, and Otto.
I'm 1.
Otto got a 10.
Thank you, Otto. Alex got
Rafa
a
got a
1.
7.
Minotaur got a 7. Minotaur.
Rafa got a 7.
Alex.
Your debate.
He doesn't have to be the bait.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in the back, you know.
Or
Got
rolling
you
for
guys.
stealth, or are they just gonna see us and it's gonna be like fair?
Oh, no.
No,
They're,
I'll
at this point, they are cautious. They sent a friend down to investigate. He hasn't come back yet. You're not just going to wander down into a new space with somebody missing? Okay.
Unless you're as bad of a friend as these guys are.
Whoa.
Sorry, that got deep.
Well,
My heart. My soul.
Love you,
My
Rafa.
kokoro.
Okay.
My kokoro.
Sorry, I'm still trying to set up this initiative order here. Again, I'm bad at what I do.
Reported. Bad
Yes.
DM.
Report the bad DM.
Nah, never.
Yes. I need a see the problem is having never done this digitally, I wasn't sure what I would need and what I wouldn't know how to do and what it wouldn't be simple to do. And I had some ideas of things I thought would be fast. I was wrong. I was very wrong.
I need to get a clip of you saying I was wrong. I was very wrong. And
You
then
can clip it right now.
Try to tell me what to do.
I admit all
Like-
the time
like,
that I'm
just
wrong.
play it back. Have it
Quick,
saved
make a
on
clip.
my
Hasn't heard
phone.
She hasn't heard his thinking.
Yeah,
Make a clip,
she doesn't.
guys.
It's funny because she doesn't realize that there's actually a button she could click on the stream called "Make a Clip."
Yeah.
That's what I said I was gonna do later because I'm lazy.
Later, because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
That's like teenager speak for
Nice.
yes. Later, because I'm lazy. All right.
I think that's true for all of us, though.
Yeah.
All right. So, Willie, you are up first. You see a Shogoath coming down. He has a very clear look, and he immediately locks eyes on,
With me.
well, actually, with Theron, with the Kenku, and
Okay.
with who's the other one? And with Davtamal. Because y'all are in the back over here, so it makes most sense for him to see y'all first.
Okay. So he knows that something is up, and he sees 2 of us,
Yes.
but he doesn't see me. Can I still throw my dagger on his face?
Absolutely. What? Hang on.
I-
Go ahead and roll a stealth. Let me see if he sees you.
Give me a sec.
I think he's gonna see you
So it's 15 plus 7.
though. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll your dagger like a regular attack.
Okay, like
You're
on
gonna
my D4.
Roll a d20 to attack.
10.
Yes. Okay, we're
Let's
gonna
hear.
go back. We're gonna go over it again. You need to roll a d20. Then you, under your actual weapon, it says a 2 hit, which should be a +5 for you. I think. I'm double checking.
Yeah, it's a +5.
Okay, so your attack roll was a 15. So throwing the dagger is a 15 versus his armor class,
Oh, okay.
which on the Shahuigan, that's a character. Shahuigan they have an armor class naturally of 12.
Okay.
So because your attack is higher than their armor, that means that your dagger lands.
Okay.
So you're going to need to go ahead and you're going to need to roll 1d4 +4, and then whatever your sneak attack dice is, which I think is 1d6 at level 1.
Okay, so my D4 was 3.
Okay. and then plus whatever your modifier is.
Plus 3. That's 6.
Okay, I thought your modifier was higher than plus 3.
Like my dagger, the modifier.
Let me look. Okay, no, it is 1d4 plus 3. Okay.
Yeah, 1d4 plus 3.
And then what's your sneak attack? Do you know right offhand?
How do I see my sneak attack? Where do I see that?
Or do you have that at level 1?
I don't
Goodness,
think you have.
I am such a
No,
horrible DM.
It doesn't say anything of sneak attack or anything. So
Yeah, okay. Sneak attack at level 1 is 1d4. Okay.
so I roll a d4.
So you roll the d4 for the dagger. You need to roll a second d4 for the sneak attack. So anytime something doesn't see you coming,
Oh,
Or-
okay.
anytime you have an advantage on the attack. So anytime you
Okay.
have you get to roll twice, you get a sneak attack, which is basically bonus damage. Yeah, I think it's okay. No, it is d6. So you rolled a 1d4 and you got a 4 plus 3 is 7. Roll a 1d6.
No,
so
I
just
got I rolled 1d4. I got a 3 plus 3. That's 6.
Oh, okay, that's 6.
And
sorry.
I rolled my second d4 and I got a 4.
Except I'm a bad DM and it's supposed to be a d6. But if you want to roll a d6, and if the 4 is higher, we'll stick to it. Because
The 4 was higher.
okay,
GG old blood.
so that is 10 damage. You'll see
Okay.
as soon as the first Shahuigan comes down the stairs, you see a dagger arc through the air and land squarely in the shoulder of the Shahuigan coming down the stairs. Next in the initiative order is Dio.
So I'm gonna use a guiding bolt.
Okay.
So what do I need to do?
Oh, so you know what you need to roll, but you don't know what you need to do? Okay, hang on. Again, I'm trying to open all of y'all's characters, but I'm trying to do it intelligently, and I'm
bolt's a
failing
46.
miserably.
Wait, what class is Dio?
Yeah,
Sorcerer.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a 46 radiance.
It's not 4d6. You want, hang on, I'm sorry. I opened the wrong thing.
46 level 1. G.
It's a thick spell.
It's a stick spell.
Sorry, I looked at your character name, I looked at you, and I opened Oto's for some reason. Oh, okay, you wanted to cast Guiding Bolt?
Yeah.
Wait, no, it is 4d6 radiant. Okay, so range is 120 feet. And it is... Okay, you have to make a ranged spell attack. So roll a d20, add 5.
I got a 6, so 11.
11. Okay, that's actually going to miss. Your
Oh.
armor class is a 12.
Correct.
Yikes.
So your spell smashes into the stairs directly in front of the poor Shahuigan, who has absolutely no idea what was going on. Go ahead and mark that spell though as one of your casts for the day, because that's not a cantrip.
In the lost span?
You what?
Where it
In
says
the-
spell slots?
Yes, you burned a spell slot,
Okay.
even though you missed.
GG noob.
Not about that. Don't be
You
that
suck.
way.
I think that's the first missed attack we've had.
Yes, it is.
Oh no!
We haven't fought that much, so.
Well, this is true.
We killed one guy and didn't attack.
Ours, you're
You've
next.
done nothing.
I'm next. Okay. So I rolled a 19 plus 3, that would be 22,
To do what?
to attack with my spear.
Okay.
I want
Alright.
to spear it.
You want to spear it with your spear. All right. And let's go ahead and roll damage for that. Definitely
Okay.
hits.
I got a 3.
+1. Or hang on, were you using?
Yeah, I got a 2+1.
Were you using it? Were you using two hands or one with your spear? Having the spear in your hand, are you going to use two hands or one?
2?
Okay, so then you need to roll a 1d8 instead of 1d6.
Oh, okay. So I got an 8. 7 plus 1.
Perfect. All right. So we have it got hit in the shoulder with a dagger. We had a missed spell by barely. Cars manages to jab it in the chest with a spear, spewing all kinds of liquid oozy stuff all over the front.
Ew.
And you are up
Ooh.
next.
Juicy.
Ew. Oh.
Can I touch it?
With your hand.
No bad
With
touch.
your...
No
with
bad
no
touch.
With my no bad touch.
Lady, you're up.
I'm gonna punch it.
By the way.
Hey.
Somehow we are
need,
not
like-
surprised.
I need like the clip of Wreck-It Ralph saying "I'm gonna wreck it," but like
I'm gonna wreck
punch
it.
I'm gonna punch it.
Hold on, give me a sec, I'll get that.
Okay, so it's a 13 to hit plus plus 6, so 19 to hit. And
Then
then
it's 1d4 plus 4 damage.
1d4 plus. Oh, 5. My dice. So 5.
All right.
Oh, I'm
Mm.
punching all the icky gooey stuff. Oh.
So y'all also
Sorry,
see
lady.
y'all see Lady give it a good swift kick into the midsection with her legs to double it over, and next up is Drindle.
Give me a sec. I'm setting up a few things. I had to change computer, so I don't have my
Okay.
character sheet open.
No problem.
It would be great if you could go like to the next character because it's giving me like a bit of trouble. So
Okay, well the next character is actually the enemies, so I want to give you guys
Call.
yeah, right?
I mean, I'm sorry. Moo.
I mean, you can hold your action till after the enemies. That's
Wait,
that's
wait,
what you-
do
They're gonna
Minotaurs
die,
speak
so-
English or whatever? Wait,
Common.
they speak common language?
I hold my shield like expecting an attack from them.
Action
so you-
economy, yo. Sorry.
so you just want to hold your action until
Until they attack or until they come down.
Action economy.
okay, they're already down. So
But like down completely, because they're going down the stairs.
yes. So you're not gonna you have an open clean shot at somebody with your axe. Do you want to take it or not?
No.
Okay.
He's in the middle of trying to switch character.
Okay, no
Or,
problem.
I mean-
So
I mean,
what we'll do is we'll have you hold your action, and then when you have the opportunity, tell me, and we'll come back to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next, we have the Shahuigan. Make their attacks. This one is going to come down
Oh.
here. Here. Actually, he's going to have to move past. Okay, we are going to have him move past. Right here.
Can't we do
That
an attack of
gives-
opportunity or something?
Yes. If Brindle and Rafa will get attacks of opportunity.
Who?
Brindle and Rafa.
Oh. Your mic cuts out a bit.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I'd like to get an attack of opportunity in there.
All right. So Rafa, go ahead and roll for an attack.
Attack. 20. This is in fact D20. Oh, that's like 6 plus 11. That's 11. 6 plus 5, 11. That just misses, I guess.
Yes, it does.
Good job, Rafa. I'm proud of you.
GG me, GG.
Good job.
GG.
Second missed attack. Let's go.
You suck.
Call
Second missed attack of the campaign with a moo.
with a moo.
All right.
You can't
so,
milk those.
no, that is not who that is. Okay. So we have. I'm trying to pull up their stats because, again, bad DM. All right. Because of the dagger, we are going to have this Shahuigan here attack Raiden.
Wow. I will beat him up.
Sick.
I will beat him up.
Well, he's kind of got your dagger sticking out of his shoulder.
I will use my claws
What if he takes the dagger out and stabs him again?
as well.
Or slashes down?
Ooh, that's true. It would
Ooh.
be,
Yo,
Ooh.
what if I use my touch to grab his dagger and keep stabbing him?
I like that as well, Alex.
It's not your turn to do that. Okay. He rolled a 6 on his first attack. What's your armor class, Raiden?
It's at the top of the character sheet.
Mhm.
And if you're using D&D Beyond.
I have 13.
13. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because you don't have your armor on.
Yeah.
So it definitely misses with a 6.
Ha! Easy.
Second attack, which definitely hits with a 16. I assume you don't have
Ugh.
a higher armor class than that. So it was gonna be a bite and a spear attack. So you get hit with the spear. That is a 1d6. So you take 4 damage. As he takes the spear and just jams it right into your leg, into your thigh.
That's rude.
Yes.
Why not even to my arm? I need my legs.
Okay, now we come to the second one.
Hmm.
He is going to attack what he can see. Zuki, that puts you up.
Oh, fun.
So he gets 2 attacks, one with a bite, one with a spear.
My armor class
Is
is
a
8.
that is a armor class is 18.
Mm-hmm.
15, 16, 17, 18. He actually just hits with the bite. Stupid monks. Ridiculous monks in your ridiculously higher armor classes early on.
You could have been on my side. Wink, wink.
Wow.
But thankfully, he only hits you for 2 damage.
Oh, okay.
1d4 betrayed me. All right, second attack with a spear.
Wait, where do I see my health points?
Are you looking at D&D Beyond, or are you looking at...
I'm looking at the sheet printed off.
Okay, hang on. Let me pull out an actual page here. Okay,
Like, it
it's
says my
listed
hit point maximum.
is 13.
but it-
Yes. So your
Oh, it
current
says
hit points
8.
is 13. Okay, sorry. I'm looking at somebody else's. I'm looking at Feldron's.
Okay, so 18 or 13?
Whatever it says it is. If it's 8,
I can't see it.
you mean you can't see it?
It says hit points maximum is 8.
Yes, that's what it's supposed to be.
What?
So that is your hit points.
What?
Level 1.
What?
This is not Zayola. This is not your tiefling barbarian with, 4,000 hit points. That's not how this works.
Whoa.
No, Sledge, I'm not using permanent injuries table or anything like that. Yeah, a really strong breeze will kill you at level 1. Yeah, be sure you're taking note of what damage you have taken.
Yeah.
So he rolled a 4 on his second attack, which is going to miss you easily. Our third Shahuigan will also attack Azuki, since she...
What
there.
What did I do to these people?
Construct me.
You are the only person that they have seen attack that they can reach from where they are.
Can I jump into the attack because I was preparing the shield?
Yes, if you're ready and you want to, we'll let you go since you were going to go first.
You
Which
want to
of the
like intercept and save me, buddy?
Now you
Yeah.
can't do that.
Okay. Okay.
I'll
You
take
said
the
no.
hit.
You do.
You can attack them and
You're on
hit
the
them, you're
opposite
good.
side of the fighting line. Now you can hit one because we held your turn for that because you were trying to set things up. So if you'd like to take your great axe and make a swipe, at one of the three that's standing, feel free.
You should hit the one in the back. So we
Yeah, I attack the one that's about to attack Azuki.
Okay. So this
So I
one right here,
roll a 20.
you roll a 20, and then you add whatever your 2 hit is on your axe. Bad streamer.
So I got a 13 on the D20, and
Okay.
then I roll the hit, right? No.
No, you add the 2 hit to the 13.
Where's the 2 hit?
Okay, on the very far right hand. Are you looking on D&D Beyond, or did you print it out?
Oh no, D&D Beyond.
Okay, go to the far right hand side of the axe, where it actually lists it, and it says 2 hit and then damage after that.
Okay, 2 hit. It's +5.
Okay, so your attack was 13 plus 5, so that's 18. And then now you roll damage, which it should list. You're using what kind of weapon?
A battle axe.
A battle axe. I believe that's a 1d8.
Yeah, it's a 1d8.
I got an 8.
Okay, and then you added, and then plus what?
3. Plus 3.
Plus 3. Right. So that is 8, 9, 10. That's 11 damage to this guy right here.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, that doesn't drop him, but it certainly hurt.
But now he's gonna hit him instead of me because he's slightly distracted. You know.
No, he's still going to attack you.
Ugh,
That's right, lady.
you
Sorry.
just don't like me.
No, that's honestly not it.
I know I didn't do the dishes, but like that doesn't mean you need to kill me.
That's not how this works.
Yes, it does, by the way.
Okay. So we're going to roll the d20 again for 2 attacks against Lady. That is a 9 plus 1. That's going to miss. 13 plus 1. That's also going to miss.
Thank Jesus.
I need a camera here on the dice so you guys know I'm not actually fudging them. And I'm actually going to do that, I think. And I think we'll see if battle maps come to that or not. But I don't like hiding stuff. So you see them reach over and try to bite and spear at Azuki as well. And you see her just very deftly knock the spear out of the way, back up from the bite. Like, she's handling this no problem. This is fun. I don't know why she thinks this is fun, but this is fun. All right, Otto, you are up.
If I use Thunder Wave, can I hit all 3, or am I not at the right angle?
Okay. What you have to realize about Thunderwave, I
It can hit
don't
my
want
friends,
to.
can't it?
It will hit your friends, not it can.
Okay, then never mind.
If I remember
It
correctly.
Who's already very hurt.
Yeah. Let me make sure that I'm speaking that correctly. Thunderwave, I believe, is all, not just select. Each creature originating 15-foot cube originating from you. So yeah, it would hit absolutely everybody within 15 feet of you, which is everybody but Davtamal and Theron.
Kinku. I mean, it's tempting.
Wait,
It's tempting, but we also have several more of these fish things
Okay.
upstairs.
wait, who would it not hit?
Alex and
You wouldn't hit
Oh.
Alex and Dio, but you would hit everybody else. And let me tell you,
Otto,
it's gonna
I'm
hurt.
so injured, bro.
I'm completely fine. Come on.
Raiden is not
I
fine.
have a spear in my leg, bro. Are you gonna
Yeah.
shock
Okay.
me, really?
Can I use Word of Radiance to hit all 3, since it's 5 range and it doesn't seem like it?
Each creature of your choice that you can see So you get to choose who it hits within 5 feet.
But it says each creature, so I mean it's like 1 hit for each if I want.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do that then.
Okay. So they take they must succeed a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 damage. So with spells generally work one of two ways. Either the bad guy has to protect against it, or the spellcaster has to attack with it. This is one of those spells that requires a defense action. So we're going to go ahead. They have to make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 damage. Okay, so what I need from you is I need to know what your... oh, goodness. Where is it? I just had a complete brain collapse here. Hang on, guys. I need to know what your spell DC is.
Where did it be?
I'm looking. I'm sorry. Okay, your spell DC is 14. It's on Word of Radiance. If you look to the right, it says Constitution save, and they have to make a 14 or higher.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually need to roll for all three of the Sahugans here, and it's Constitution. I need to make a 14. Oh, that one saves. The first one saves, the one that stabbed Raiden.
Okay.
Second one does not. The third one does not.
Okay.
Ironically, the first one is the one that's barely hanging on to a thread of life with 2 giant holes in its body and a big bruise forming on its cheek. Okay, so you need to roll a 1d6 for the damage that they'll take.
3 and 6.
Oh, you rolled 2. Just roll 1.
Oh.
We'll go with the 3.
Okay.
Because that was the first one you rolled. Yeah, I just had your character up. Bad DM. Bad. And I don't know what I did with it. Ugh. Sorry, guys. I feel really inadequate at the moment as the actual
No, it's all good.
DM
It's
here.
fine.
I feel like I'm doing a horrible job.
It gives us time to plan our attacks.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, doesn't work for me because I'm just gonna punch it, but like.
So is it just 1d6 or do you also add your spellcasting modifier? Does it say?
A divine word, Rin Radiance. They must make a saving throw or take 1d6. Spells damage increases when you level up.
So no. Just 1d6. Okay, so they took 3 damage each. I need a better way to handle this as well. All right. So y'all see Kratir just kind of sit there and start to mumble to himself, and he starts to glow, and the glow transfers over to all 3 of the creatures in front of you, and you see them start to glow. The first one just kind of shakes it off, despite looking really, really rough, and the other 2 start to burn, and you see fire on them, and they start to kind of pat it out just a little bit. All right. So next up, Rafa, you're up, bud.
So it stays safe to assume that the one farthest away from the stairs is the weakest one right now.
Yes.
I can't hit that one because of where I am. No.
No, you cannot hit that one because of where you are.
Is it possible that I can move around maybe?
You can,
Reach
but
behind the tiefling since I have a 10-foot range on my halberd.
If you do realize that the 2 closest to you are going to get attacks of opportunity.
This is true.
What if you hit the back one since it got hit by me and...
Yeah, but I probably can kill him with my hit, and then we're gonna have all 3 of them. Oh well. Yeah, I'll hit the back one, I guess. Sure, why not?
Okay.
So
Let's roll for an attack.
roll attack. 13 plus 5, 18.
Okay, that definitely hits. Roll for damage.
And 1d10 plus 3. That is a 6. 6 plus 3, 9.
Oh, there's a big difference between a 6 and a 9. All right. So, with that, you take your halberd and you come down, and you notice that it gets. You don't really look because you're not as used to swinging it into all the blood and all the horrible things that are going on. And as you look, your halberd is now stuck right in his collarbone, and he is as dead as can be, falling down the stairs, kind of almost dragging your halberd with it. Blood, seawater, going absolutely everywhere. That is one dead by 1 hit point, by the way.
GG.
Absolutely crazy. Okay, so Alex, you're up next.
Call.
Let's go. Call. I am going to use the touch again.
Okay. Since it worked so well for you last time.
Yeah.
You should use it on the one next to Raiden so it doesn't like kill him.
And I'm gonna use it on who's the weakest one right now?
The one that's
right.
closest to you is the weakest one.
Okay.
He's barely holding on.
Okay, I'll use
Yeah,
it
he's
on.
two-stabbed me in the leg.
I'll hit on the second one.
Okay. So you're intentionally avoiding the one that looks like it's the closest to death?
No, I'm gonna let someone else kill it. You know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna hit the one in the front, near
Okay.
Raiden.
With the chill touch?
Uh
Go ahead and roll for it.
Sorry, what spell was that?
huh.
Chill
No
touch.
touch.
There you
No,
go.
no bad touch.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
Sorry, I called it by the wrong name.
You did. Bad
Roll
deal.
Roll a 1d20 and add +6.
Funny. Alright, it's 15 plus 6.
15 plus 6, so that's a 21. That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Let me see. It is a 6.
It is a 6. Okay. And with that, again, you guys see this mysterious hand appear. And you see it move forward, and you see it go to touch. But instead of the head this time, you see it go into the chest. And you see it go right where the dagger wound was, right in the shoulder, and push straight through and go through the other side. And you see him just fall over. Okay, next. So that is a second one off the map, yes. No, bad.
It would have been funny if the hand like slowly pushes the dagger down with one finger.
Okay, Willie, that is
Yes.
you are next. Dio, you are
Me
up
again?
after, so be ready. Yes, Willie.
What can I do? Do I have my short swords right now or my whatever?
You have anything that's in your inventory. You have the only thing you don't have is the dagger that you threw.
Okay, and does my injury take place or?
Okay, no.
Okay.
This is not that. We can make this that brutal,
No.
and I have some ideas for fun stuff like that. But no, we're not going to make that do anything. You have the freedom to move around them wherever you'd like. You have 30 feet of movement, which is 6 squares. So if you want to back up and take a shot, if you want to get closer and stab.
Is that one injured or is it still like completely healthy?
I think it took a. You saw it take
One
one
radius.
hit, but otherwise, yeah.
I'll just shoot again, like my crossbow.
Okay.
Do I still have my daggers on?
And you
Did I
still
pick
have
them
a
up?
dagger. You have a dagger left. Yes.
Okay, I'll throw it.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it. Now you don't get the sneak attack damage this time, so it's just your regular D20.
Okay, so 14.
Is that total or is that?
No, that was just a roll. So 14
okay.
plus 5, so 19 total.
Okay, that definitely hits roll damage.
Okay,
I believe it's 1d4 plus 4.
so 3 plus 4, that's 7.
That's 7.
Yeah.
Awesome. There. Okay. Next up, Dio.
I'm gonna use Firebolt. I rolled a D20. I got a 13. I don't know what the plus was.
Okay, you were rolling fire bolt.
Yeah.
Double check. Okay, that's a plus 5 hit. So that definitely hits. Roll damage, which is a 1d10.
10. Nice.
Very nice. So you'll see a wind up, and you see a slight glow, and as you glance over, you see a small bolt of fire come flying from the elf's hands and land squarely in the chest, and you see it start to melt away some of the armor, and you see it start to melt away some of the flesh. This thing is really, really messed up right now. But you also hear that it is screaming and screeching extremely loudly. All right, Cars, you are up.
Okay. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. I rolled a. Oh, okay. I want a spirit yet again.
Okay.
I want to impale it. And I rolled a 1 plus 3, 4. I missed.
Oh, yeah, no, that definitely. You you go to stab it, and we'll say you were just distracted by the fiery display that's going on, and jam your
Ooh, the
spear right
colors.
into the floor.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, hey, let me tell
Aw.
you, if something in front of you just suddenly caught fire and started burning the flesh off of it, and it started screaming bloody murder, would you really be focused enough to hit it? Not everybody would.
True.
No,
Brindle,
I'd,
you're
be,
up.
I'd be screaming caw.
Call!
Caw!
Drindle, you are up, dude.
Who's that?
I attack again with the battle axe.
Okay, go for it.
I roll an 18 plus 5. That's 23 total.
Okay.
And to hit, I roll a 6 damage.
You rolled 6 damage. That is definitely enough. So I'm going to ask the question, do you have anything that you would like to do with your battle axe? This is the last enemy of the battle. You have just done the final damage. How would your character finish this creature off, knowing it was the last one?
Sushi.
Sledge says,
Oh, wow.
Sledge says, carve it in half. This is your opportunity to express how your character would fight, and to say, yeah, no, I want to take the battle axe and I want to split him cleanly in half vertically, or I want to split him cleanly in half horizontally, or I would just take it and bury it straight in his face. You know, this is your opportunity to give me flair for the battle.
Caw.
I would take the quickest and most merciful way of ending his life.
Okay, so you see Drindle spin his axe around in his hand, and he takes it and he spins around backwards, and you see him cleanly cleave the neck, and the head just roll off as it's sitting there squealing from the fire. The head just rolls off and the sound stops, and you notice it is extremely quiet. Not just because the battle was loud, but you notice that because of the screams, you hear very, very little sound, as if everything stopped.
We're all gonna die.
I already have
We're
death.
all gonna
It's the
die.
Kraken.
So, with that, that's actually where we're going to leave things off tonight. It is just a little bit early, but I feel like anything else we get into is going to drag us way past the normal stream time.
And you have a sick child.
What if you lose?
Yes. But the loot. No, I will not forget that you guys have 3 dead bodies.
I don't
So-
think I don't think Willie's
4.
gonna let us.
Excuse me, 4 dead bodies.
4.
Oh, excuse me.
Correct.
Three
Four.
fresher bodies and 1 more. Sorry, I don't have that in my notes yet. So, we will pick this back up next week if you guys are still willing to play and wanting to play. As
Yes.
always, if anybody can't make it or if anybody wants to drop out, I promise, guys, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If you guys wanted to make this a one-time thing, we'll make it a one-time thing. If y'all want to do this every Sunday, we will work on that. We may have to change scheduling around a little bit. We may have to extend the session a bit or something like that because 4 hours, at least for me, just doesn't seem like very long to D&D. But I was one of those weird children who we would literally do 20 and 30-hour sessions of D&D sitting in my parents' bedroom, in my parents' living room and in kitchen, though it wasn't D&D because that would have been a horrible thing. It was a Star Wars RPG because they didn't mind us using force powers and lasers to kill everybody, but swords and magic were out of the question.
Funny how that logic works.
Okay.
Isn't it though? Isn't it though? So, I'm actually going to go ahead and drop Discord for just a minute and go ahead and talk to chat. So if y'all want to say bye to everybody.
Okay.
Bye guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And then
Bye,
it's-
chat.
Bye, chat.
Hope
Bye,
you
I'll
have
be-
fun.
I'll be back in
Moo.
Discord to talk about the session here in just a little bit. Sledge says you all wake up from a dream, still at home in your warm beds, not in slavery. No, that's not exactly how that's working. So guys, I apologize. There's a couple of things going on in the background. Apparently one of my children is feeling very ill at the moment. My wife is scrambling to try to take care of it. I'm going to stop and do the same. This was a good natural place to stop, especially with these guys having had their very, very first session. Do know, for anybody that is a rule keeper, that this is a homebrew setup and that I am taking care of these characters on D&D Beyond, and we are trying to track stuff. But at the same time, I'm going to do milestone achievement. They survived their first encounter. We're probably going to level them up to level 2, both so they're a little hardy and for other things, just so on the next session I can be a little more ruthless and we don't have to worry about people dying. So that is how I choose to operate things. I don't like to have to wait for a full night's rest or anything like that. I believe that it should be fluid and it should make sense for the players. This is a game, not just for the characters. So I deeply appreciate anybody who came in and decided to watch us. We are a gaming community primarily. D&D, this is the first time we've done something like this. If you guys liked what you saw, if you liked what we did, please hit that follow button. But most importantly, there's a link to Discord down right below the stream. Please come join our Discord. I'm trying very hard to gather people, to collect people, for us to have a good and wonderful community so that like-minded gamers, even old gamers that are gray like me, can find other people to play games with. So I would absolutely love that anybody who happens to be in chat also come and join our Discord. Even if you don't follow the channel, even if you never come back to the stream, we are a community of gamers. We are always on the lookout for more gamers. And we would absolutely love for you guys to be able to join us in that adventure. So, I am Brunick Rockbiter. This crazy group was playing D&D in a homebrew universe that I created. Hopefully you guys will get to see more of it instead of just the inside of a ship. And hopefully I'll be a little more prepared production-wise. I learned a lot about what I needed as a DM doing this online. I'm hoping some of them might get cameras and things like that so you guys can see them. Production value will hopefully go up a little bit, but I don't know how much. We may just continue this to be a low production D&D and enjoy the heck out of it. I really don't know. Characters may come and go as people come and go, but this is what we've got right now. So again, guys, thank y'all very much, and y'all have an absolutely wonderful night.